Today is day one of my second home build, and it's gonna be my second rental property. Let's get into the video.
You just start knocking it down.
You see mine?
Uh-huh.
I didn't do that part. Oh, you're gonna clear all this shit?
Yeah, you can clear it all out. Like I did the front.
So like right here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We kind of keep the water in the ditch.
No, we can. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of. Really, it's so damn high on this side.
What are you gonna do? Bring one more load?
One more load ain't gonna do nothing.
Excuses. It's good.
All right, buddy.
So today is the first day of my next build, and as you can see right now, I got a Traco going right now, or a mini Traco. We're just building the pad. This pad is probably maybe 2 to 3 foot high. So as you can see, it comes up to about a little above my knee. So we have to build the pad up here because these lots, that's my first home build right there. These lots are located in a floodplain, and that's the reason I was able to get such a good deal. I got these two lots for $54,000. So that means I got this one for $27,000, that one for $27,000, and most of the lots in this area go for about $80,000. So yeah, I got a good deal on them, but they are in a floodplain. So with that said, I have to build the house up to be able to get permits and whatnot. And also, I don't want the house to flood. Also, we have set this culvert. We don't have curb cuts here where the driveway goes into a curb. Instead, we have bar ditches, which this is right out in North Houston, Texas. And we're actually not in a rural area. We're in a very close to a city. We're actually very close to the Woodlands, which is a very sought out place to live. So we have culverts here. So we set that pipe. In summary, that's kind of what we're doing on day one. By the end of the day, the pad will be completely finished, and we'll just keep moving throughout the process. So here's the building plans. This is really what the house is gonna look like. You see it right here. We just popped it up. This is what the house is gonna look like. It's gonna be my second rental property. That's my first one. It was my first build. This is my second rental property. It's my second build. It's gonna be 1,750 square foot house, 3 beds, 2.5 baths. It's gonna be a nice rental property. So it's gonna, honestly, I'm probably doing a little bit too much as far as I'm putting like a standing seam metal roof on it and some really nice cabinets, nice countertops, but I'm doing that because I wanna be proud of the houses I build, but also, you know, we're filming all of the process and I want to show cool stuff. I don't want to show, you know, some ugly Home Depot cabinets and whatnot. This is day one. We're about to go check out the cabinets and some interior doors and maybe an exterior door. If we get time, we're going to get that on order and then we'll come back and show you the finished pad. Let's go look at some cabinets. Here are the good ones. Green are in stock, so no, I don't want that. Oh, there's black. Heck yeah, perfect. We've decided we're gonna do pretty much just like this wood look cabinet on the base, so on the bottom and also up top. And then we're gonna do solid white countertops all along the wall. And then for the island, we're gonna have an island like this. We'll do black cabinets and then pretty much just like some variation of a black countertop, and we'll do the waterfall island where it comes over the edge. That's the decision. I think it's kind of a mixture of modern and contemporary, and they're gonna look badass. So we've decided it's getting time to order some of the materials. So first I got to start with the cabinet, and to order the cabinets I kind of have to do a preliminary, or I have to do like a original sketch. So this is what the architect has drawn right here. This is the kitchen, and as you can see, he drew in some cabinets. There's the range, another cabinet. Also right here is the island. So this is what I have to work with, but depending on the cabinet supplier, I have a cabinet supplier that I like to work with out of Houston. They do pretty modern cabinets, the style I like. I have to use that to basically sketch out my own layout with measurements down to the inch. That way I can know exactly how many cabinets to order and what size. The first build, to be honest with you, was one of the things that I kind of feared the most was the cabinets. I put them off. I didn't know how much they'd cost. I didn't know how to order them. But now after I built that first house, I have a lot better understanding and better grasp that they come in different sizes. Some are 24 inches, 27 inches, 30 inches, 33 inches, different heights. The supplier has given me their material list, so I'm going to sketch what I have here on my plans, and then that is what I'm going to use to order the cabinet. So, I'll get started. Okay, so here's my my sketch of all the cabinets in the kitchen. You can see has an island and cabinets wrap around. Here has the island, cabinets wrap around. And then what I did is I used these measurements to compare against the cabinet supplier. They have each different kind of cabinet, 1 door, 2 doors, a door and a drawer, and they have the item code. So that's the code I need to tell them. It also has all the measurements. So I came up with the material list. This is the material list I'm going to send to the supplier and get a price from them to supply the cabinets. We elected to do the walnut deluxe line. It's kind of like a wood grain look. Probably going to do those on the back section here of the kitchen. And then for the island, I want to do kind of a blackout. So we're going to do the Negro SM. And that's going to, so it's going to be a black island. I'll show you a kind of inspiration. It's a low quality photo, but just to show you, we're going to do probably a black island, black waterfall, quartz countertop, black cabinets there. And then for the back, we may do this walnut style color. That overall, that is that's the cabinet situation. I'm about to send this material list in and get a bid on those, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's the window quote that I'm going to be proceeding with. This is Plygem Windows. They're the manufacturer, and the window bid came out to a total of $5,867 for all of the window material, the windows. And this is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows on the front, 7, 8, 2 windows on the back. That's 8 total windows. 1 window here in the bathroom, 1 window here in the bathroom. So that's a total of 10 windows, costing a total of $5,800. So now we have the back door. We got this bid back, and I'm proceeding with this back door. This is a $546 back door. It's going to look like this right here. That's how it's going to come. Black hinges. I may or may not paint it all black. I may just paint the outside black and then leave the inside white. But that back door is going to go right here. I'm choosing to not necessarily go cheap, but I'm just going with a cost-effective back door considering it's for a rental and no one's going to see the back door. So $540 back door. Next is the front entry door, which is going to be this main door right here. Obviously, I want a nice door. On the last house, probably one of my biggest regrets is I went with a $600 front door and it does not look very good. So for this house, I am going with a nice front door. I got this one from Black Diamond Iron Doors in Houston, Texas, and the total for this door is $2,863. So with that said, I'll show you all kind of what the site looks like, what the door looks like. This door here. So this is what the door is going to look like. I think it's badass. Glass. Yeah, nice front door. That's the front door, $2,800 front door. And then lastly is the interior doors. So the interior door package is a total of $2,966. 16 interior doors, and nothing too crazy here. Probably not going to show you everywhere they are, but yeah, y'all know what interior doors are. So I'm getting the same ones that I have here in my house. I'm going to show you all the ones I got. So on the last house, pretty much everyone has panels on doors. Whenever they supply doors, they have like a panel here or 2 panels or whatever. I'm doing smooth doors, so they're just going to look like this. They're just going to be a rectangle with a flat board, and I think they're sleek, kind of modern, and they're going to match the style for the house. So these are the exact same interior doors that I'm doing. $2,900. Told y'all I built this bitch. So today is day 9 of the build. Right now we are at the county building department office. We've already gotten our floodway temporary permit that allowed us to build the pad and put up the forms. Now I have everything I need to go in here and get my next building permit, which will allow me to actually construct the house. So let's go do that. Do I need to put shimmer, huh?
No, I'll fill out all those.
I'm sure. So we just finished getting the final building permit that's going to allow me to construct the house. So overall, we got the permit with the local mud. That permit allows us to build the house in that subdivision, and they're also going to be performing inspections throughout the build, and also they're going to provide the city water tap and the city sewer tap. That permit, I'll pop up the invoice. It cost, or the receipt, it cost $8,300 something, and we just finished getting the building permit with the county. That permit cost $200. We got the temporary permit that allowed me to build the pad, and now we just got the final permit. That permit is what is going to allow us to continue through the construction and build the rest of the house. So overall, 3 permits. It cost in total like $8,500 is what the permitting cost me, and now we can continue building. I will kind of give an update. We haven't really shown much that's went on up to this point from day 1 to day 9, because all we have completed is the site prep. And so basically how that worked is we had to clear some of the vegetation and bushes out of here, and then the contractor brought in the dirt to build up the pad. He put up this black silt fence, and that consisted of about 3 days of work. Next is they put up the forms, which these forms are what's going to mold the concrete foundation. So they put up these form boards. That was about day 5. And then day 6, day 7, the plumbers did the underground plumbing. As you can see, we got all this installed. This is pending a re-inspection. We actually had it inspected and we failed that inspection. If you want to see more on that, make sure to check out the short videos that I posted on YouTube and TikTok and whatnot, and Instagram. But pretty much that's it. We're on day number 9. We haven't recorded too much here at the lot because it's not too much going on. The first probably 2 weeks of the build is kind of not too interesting to film. Tomorrow we start to prep for the concrete on day 10. So for the last 3 days of the foundation, I was actually on vacation, so you won't see me in any of these clips. But to finish up the foundation, the plumbers came back out and covered up the underground plumbing pipes once we passed that inspection. Then the foundation contractor showed back up to start the prep work for the concrete pad. Here, as you can see, he is digging trenches. These trenches are what will become the footers and beams of the concrete foundation. Here the guys are just using some shovels to groom those trenches, make sure they're the correct depth and correct width as what was called out on the building plans, to make sure they can hold enough concrete and enough steel rebar for what is needed. Here's a black tarp that is called a vapor barrier, and basically it is just a barrier that keeps water from being in constant contact with the concrete bottom of the concrete foundation, because of course water and concrete does not mix. It'll cause early expiration. Here's the guys cutting and tying some steel rebar. So I decided to go with a steel rebar foundation instead of a post tension foundation, in which I actually probably could have saved anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 if I went the post tension foundation way, but I'm a new builder and I feel the most comfortable knowing that I have a traditional rebar foundation under the house I'm building, because the foundation is the most important part of the house, possibly, arguably. So I wanted to know that I had a beefy rebar foundation, probably a little bit overkill, or at least that's what my foundation contractor said. You got an overkill foundation, but I feel comfortable doing that, and that's what makes me not lose sleep at night. So I went with a rebar foundation. Here in Texas, we do not do basement foundations, because I know I get a lot of comments of people asking, why don't you do a basement foundation? We can't do that because the water table here in this part of Texas is too high. If we dug a basement for a foundation, the basement would essentially just hold water 24/7. So no one here has basements for a foundations. So the concrete part of the foundation took 3 full days of work. The prep work took about 2 days, and then the concrete pour itself took 1 day. Here you can see the local concrete supply company delivering the concrete material, where they dump it out of the dump trucks, and then the guys simply just spread it out, and then once it gets dry enough, they will use different tools and trowels and machines to put a smooth finish on it and make sure everything is level. So the total cost for everything pertaining to the foundation are this. So the culvert costs $4,500. The silt fence costs $1,250. The dirt work costs $7,500, and the concrete cost $26,400. 2 days after this concrete slab was poured, we started the framing. Told y'all I built this bitch. So day 16 and 17 I was out of town, so you won't see me in any of these clips physically, but day 16 I had the lumber delivered, and then on day 17 my framing crew got to work and they were able to complete about 35% of the entire frame. Day 18 and 19 fell on a Saturday and a Sunday, so my crew took the weekend off. So let's pick it back up with day 20 of the build. We're still framing. This is the second day of the framework. They knocked all this out the first day. We had 10 people here, and today's day 2, and we have 2 people here. So far they've finished all of the bottom floor walls. This is all the bottom floor walls, and they've also put up the next part of the build, which would be the joist. So if you come this way, this would be the next part of the build after the walls, and these are called the joist. And basically what you do is when you frame the house, you start from the bottom up. You do the first floor walls, and then next part of the build is the joist. And these joists are called an engineered wood product. They are floor trusses. They're called web trusses because if you look up, you see how it's open. A lot of people will install 2x12s right there, but these trusses are where the electrical wires and the plumbing and the HVAC ducts have to run. If you have trusses, it makes it a lot easier because you can run all your stuff through there since it's open. So they did the first floor walls and they've done the trusses, and now they're working on the second floor walls. So now we have 2 people here. Probably won't be too much going on today, but he did say we will finish the framing by Wednesday, which will be 4 days total of framing. So hopefully he stays true to that so we can finish the build in 60 days. One question right here. It's not flush. I'm gonna put.
You want flush?
Maybe is how to repair it. Go inside.
Yeah, we can cut.
You can cut it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, cut it and make it flush. Oh, right here. You did that?
Yeah. You do that when we put the nail.
When you put the nail.
Yeah.
You wanna fix it?
I don't know. I need to ask my wife.
No, good. Okay, no, it's no problem. So it's day 21 of the build. Right now, we're on the 3rd day of the framing. It's Tuesday, and I was hoping to have all the framing done today. But yesterday, half of the framers, or all the framers, decided not to work. There was only 2 guys there, so we really didn't get anything done other than the stairs going from the bottom floor to the top floor. So kind of a non-productive day yesterday. And those are what I'll have to avoid to be able to build a house in 60 days. All right, so it's 5 o'clock. We're coming towards the end of the day. These guys probably won't work too much longer today. We did get some accomplished today. So we got the second floor walls done, and then we also got the second floor interior walls. So all of the second floor walls are done. Tomorrow they're gonna come back out and we're gonna knock out the attic framing and the rafters, and the framing will all be done. So one more full day of framing. Also at some point today, we got the siding material delivered. I purchased all this from my roofing supply store. This is the OSB 4 foot by 8 foot OSB, and that will go on the walls, on the exterior walls for sheathing, and then also on the roof for the roof deck. And then also we have the soffit right here, but we have the soffit and the siding.
So this looks like all of the lap siding, 6 1/4 lap siding. On the last house, I think I did 8-inch lap siding, so it was an extra 2 inches, whereas this one is only 6 1/4, so it's gonna be less wide panel. On the last house, I did I believe a 12 or a 16-inch overhang. So the overhang is where at the top where the roof overhangs off of the house, but on this house, I'm gonna be doing a 24-inch overhang. So this is gonna be the soffit, 24 inches, it's a wider overhang. I'm gonna do it and see how it looks. I think it's gonna look pretty sleek. Tomorrow, we're gonna finish the framing, and then also the siding crew is gonna start. So we're gonna have 2 crews here working at the same time. So far, there's 1, 2 things that I've caught where we're kind of making a change. Right here is the front door. You walk in, there's the stairs, and I'm gonna do a metal handrail going up the stairs. So one thing I'm gonna request for them to do is cut this wall down right here. So instead of walking in the front door and having it enclosed, we're gonna cut it off, open it up, so that way you'll be able to look up the stairs and into the second story. They're gonna cut it, make it flush, and it'll be more open, make it feel more open. So that's one problem so far that's happened with the framing. Next is you come through right here. This is supposed to be a bathroom. Well, it is a bathroom, except they did not frame a door in. So maybe if I wouldn't have caught this, there's a chance that they wouldn't have caught it either, and there would be no door going into the bathroom. So I would have, of course, that would have caused problems in the future, but I did catch it. There's gonna be a door right here to walk into the bathroom. So they'll get that taken care of. Oh yeah, it's a good one. So we're at Home Depot. I think the material cost was something like $20-some thousand, and I only came up like $250 short. It's the last day of the framing. The contractor texted me and said they need 30 more 2x6x12s. I don't know how we're gonna fit it on my truck. Consider my bed's only 5 foot. They're gonna stick out 7 foot. Yeah, this will be interesting. What the hell is that? 3 times 8, 200. Yeah, like $300 short. Ain't bad. All right, 30 of these. That's 30. Let me draw the boat. Let's see how this looks. Maybe it'll stay. Oh, we're good. It's only
Told y'all I built this bitch.
Oh my God. All right, so we needed that material for right here in the front. Those are 2x6s. We're doing a little overhang right here in the front, and we need those 2x6s for the last couple rafters. Then we'll be finished up, so that was a success.
Igual.
Y el esto, pues en la casa. Okay. Are you? It's okay. So it's day 22, we're coming to an end. It's like 7 p.m. and the frame is now complete. Another day the framers just have to come back and do some cleaning and stuff, but here it is. So now let's go take a look. We have quite a bit of mess going on over there. We still got some 2x6s. Yeah, 2x6s. We got some more 2x6s here, it looks like. Right here we got some 2x6, 2x4s. Anyways, all this extra stuff, there's quite a bit of good extra stuff that will be used for tomorrow's cornice, the fascia framing. The site is definitely a wreck, but the framer's finished up. They got to come back and clean another day. So anyways, let's go check out the frame. this is the front entry, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of an overhang right here, probably like a 4-foot overhang. Me and the head framer were arguing, not arguing necessarily, but we're talking about this post. It came with, in the material that we were supposed, on the plans, I'm not sure if it was on the plans, but either way, I ordered the post. The framer wanted to install this post right here, and I don't want a post right here. It's kind of like a country ranch style looking feature on a house, and I want this to be modern. So with that said, I don't want that post there. We didn't install. Instead, they framed this area to withstand putting a post so it can all be open. Coming into the front porch area, this will be the front door. So coming through, once you walk in the house, to the left will be the living room, and then the kitchen area. One thing I definitely would not have done if this was my house is this right here is gonna be like, it's basically acting as a post. It's supporting this big ass beam right here and this beam, and that has to hold the second floor up. Well, if it was my house, I would have paid to get an expensive ass beam put in here long. That way it doesn't have to be stopped right here. We would be able to do without this post, but since it's a rental property, I just decided, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and do this kind of framing to avoid that expensive beam, because that in itself would probably be about a $3,000 beam if I had to guess. It might have been another $2 or $3 grand to do that. It's a pretty open concept. You walk in the left right here. This will be the living room area. The couch will be this way, TV that way. Then right here will be the island. Here's an electrical plug, so we'll have electrical for the island. It'll be about 7 feet right here. This is going to be the pantry, and then cabinets on that wall. Cabinets on that wall, that's going to be a window right there. So living room, kitchen, coming this way. On the bottom floor will be dining area right here, and coming this way is, the framers still have a little bit of work, but they're going to put a door here. This will be the downstairs powder bathroom. This is going to be the exterior door on the back side of the house. And right here will be the utility room. So this will be the laundry room with washer, dryer, you know, maybe a shelf. Pretty good size laundry room for a rental property. So now let's go take a look upstairs where all the bedrooms and bathrooms are. Oh, one thing is, well, we can go this way. This is the door, of course, to the garage. Pretty big garage, actually, 448 square foot. It looks massive right now. So anyways, it's a good garage. One thing that I'm doing here is under the stairs there's going to be a little closet. For investment purposes, I've made the framer frame this accordingly. So basically you open the door, and then there's this big area right here, and then it wraps around. If you can see, we're not going to change anything right here. It's all going to be open for storage. And what that'll do, most people would probably put a wall right here, and they would cancel that about 10 square foot. They would just wall it in. And instead of me walling it in, it's all going to be open and considered living space. Whenever the appraiser appraises the house, they will calculate that square footage under the stairs as living square footage. And that 10 square foot, probably 10, 12, 15 square foot, adds a value to the house of probably about $200 a square foot. Yeah, $2,000 to $3,000 just for leaving that open. So anyways, going up the stairs here. Once you come up the stairs, we got these windows right here. This will all feel pretty open. I'm going to do a metal handrail. A handrail will start right here and go on that way. It's a pretty open feeling. I don't necessarily know what you want to call this area, but there's an open area here. You can call it maybe, I don't know, a foyer, maybe the right word anyways. You can put a desk here or something cool, look out the window, or it can just be open or whatever you want to do. Let's go check out the guest rooms first. Here's gonna be a linen closet. There'll be a door with some shelves for, you know, blankets, stuff like that. Storage closet. There's two guest rooms in the master bedroom. Here's a guest room. You know, decent sized guest room, not too small. In the last house I built, it was relatively small in comparison. So here is guest room number 1. This window, I'll have to check on the plans, but this window seems a little off-centered, but maybe it's how it's supposed to be. Anyways, window there. Here's the closet. Good sized closet for a, you know, small rental house. So closet there. Coming in here, right through that wall is the other guest room. And how I elected to do it is Jack and Jill bathroom style. So coming into this door, there's going to be a vanity with a sink here. Then right here, don't step on those nails, there's going to be a toilet right there, a little sliding door here. Then coming right here, there's going to be a bathtub right there. Bathtub, shower combo. We're missing a 2x4 right here, but there'll be a window right there. Then coming through, this will be a vanity with a sink, wash your hands for the other bedroom. And then coming through here will be the other guest room. So it goes guest room, sink, bathtub, toilet, sink, other guest room. So it's all kind of connected for the guest rooms. And then here's the closet for the other guest room. So let's go take a look now at the master part of the house. So going down the hallway here, it's gonna kind of look crazy because there's all this bracing, but I'll go stand here. This is going to be the master bedroom. It's actually, standing in here is a massive, for a relatively small house, it's a massive master bedroom. It's got a big window on the left. I assume the bed will go right here, TV right there, 9-foot ceilings. Feels like a pretty good sized master bedroom for a small rental house. Then coming through here, through the maze. This is coming through this little doorway. It's gonna be a pocket door, it'll slide in and out. Is gonna be the master bathroom and master closet. It's kind of designed to be like connected, open, try to make it feel big. It's really not that big, but anyways. So where you are standing right now is going to be shower tub combo for the master bathroom, and right here will be the vanity, wash your hands. Right here will be the toilet where you can use the restroom, handle business. This is going to be a wall, and right around the wall is going to be the master closet. So right here is the master closet. So this is the master closet. It's a relatively big master closet. This house is only 1,768 square foot, and I feel like kind of maximize the efficiency. You know, it's a very efficient laid out house. Open floor plan downstairs. Upstairs is the 2 guest rooms with the Jack and Jill bath on one side, and then on this whole side is the master bedroom, master bathroom, and master closet. So that is a tour of the finished frame. So for the cost on the framing trade of this home build, the material cost $20,967. The labor cost $5,695, and that brings us to the grand total for the framing of $26,662. So we're coming to the end of day number 22 of my home build, and the framing is all 99% complete. Tomorrow will be day 23, and the siding contractor will show up, and he's going to install the siding, the windows, and the doors. All that will take up day 23 and day 24, so the next 2 days, and then we're on to the roof, and then we're on to the mechanicals, and so on, so on. So we're still on track to complete the build in 60 days. I think I allocated about 10 to 12 days for delays, and so far I think we've already used 4, considering one day we failed a plumbing inspection that took up a day or 2, and then during the framing phase we had the framing contractor show up on Monday with just 2 people. The build's going good. That's it. Next part's the siding. Told y'all I built this bitch. All right, so we're halfway through day number 1 of the siding, windows, and doors, and let's go check it out. So yesterday we got all of the siding material delivered. This is the actual siding. It's called James Hardy, not sponsored, wish they would, but James Hardy siding. It's a fiber cement siding, so it's not wood, it's not vinyl, it's fiber cement. Basically it's like cement, it doesn't catch on fire, super water resistant. You'll see later in the video, but I'm using a combination of this lap siding that's here on this wall, as well as a panel siding that comes in a big 4x8 sheet on another section of the house. So got the siding material here, as well as we got the OSB, 7/16 OSB for the wall sheathing. A lot of cheaper builders use like real inferior product there, like a cardboard style piece of shit wall sheathing. And I'm using 1/2-inch OSB. It'll make the house a little bit stronger. It's about 2 o'clock through day 1. It's supposed to only take 2 days to finish all of the siding and the cornice, the windows, and the doors. And we haven't made too much progress, to be honest, but as you can see, we've installed the wall sheeting that is behind this white underlayment. Then we installed the home wrap underlayment. Now the guys are installing the lap siding. They use this scaffolding system where they set the post on the ground, goes up, and they anchor it into the top of the house, and they use that foot pedestal. Idly. They use the foot pedestal to pump up each side of the scaffolding to raise them higher and higher so they can install the siding as they go up. So right now we got this side done. So as of right now, we just had half of that right side done, and on the back side looks like we got about half of it. It appears that they're gonna install the bottom floor and then go up, finish all the siding, then go up to the top floor, put the sheeting, the paper, and the siding. So anyways, making progress. We probably got to speed it up to finish by the end of the day tomorrow. The exterior doors will be here soon. I'm sure they'll get those installed later today. And then tomorrow, the window material is scheduled to arrive. Yeah, we're on track. They said it sounded like they wanted to. So these are the windows I'm installing. The manufacturer is Plygym. And one thing I decided to do on this build in comparison to my last build I installed, they're called black on white vinyl windows. That means black on the outside, white on the inside, and then the frame is vinyl. Whereas this time around, I'm installing black on black aluminum. So black on the outside, black on the inside, and then the frame is made of aluminum. Obviously that came with an upgraded cost. I'm paying an additional about $500 or $600 for that upgrade, but I think over time, I know they're higher quality, they're gonna perform better, they're gonna look better, but you know, this is gonna be a long-term rental property, or I'm gonna hold it for 10, 20 years, and hopefully that prevents having problems in the future with having to do maintenance and, you know, pay for costs that could come up. So these are the windows. I'm happy with how they look now. Some of them are already installed, they're looking good. Oh, 107 degrees. I don't know how these guys do this all day. End of day number 3 of the windows, siding, and doors. Last time I came by, they told me they were gonna install siding on the left and those 3 middle windows and then be done. So let's finish up day number 3. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see that, but got a cracked window. Can y'all see right here? Back. Oh shit. Okay, well, let's go try to find out who did this. Because they were fine whenever they were delivered. So that means the installer did it. Let's see if they're gonna act like they don't know what happened, or they're gonna lie, or they're gonna tell the truth. Let's see. Vatos, una ventana. Daniel.
Oh, like Daniel Milton.
Baño. No, atrás.
Atrás.
Aquí. Two bed. Otra chalán.
Chelang. Chelang. Oh, bling.
So that is all for day number 3. So the installers said that the other worker, he was the one who installed the window, and I think he left just because they didn't really need him and they could have got done what they needed to without him today. These 3 guys said that, of course, the one who isn't here, I saw him installing the window. I didn't notice he broke it, but they said whenever he set the window in and installed it or whatever, that it broke. So it is what it is. I'm gonna talk with the subcontractor that I hired, the main boss that I hired to do the siding, windows, and door installation. I'm gonna talk to him and see if I can get him to cover, you know, at the end of the day, if it's a couple $100 or $100, I'll probably just cover it because these guys are out here working hard, and I know they have very small margins. They can't afford to make mistakes, you know, like that could cost them a couple $100, because at the end of the day, they're working on such small margins. You know, they make good enough money with the volume they do, but they just can't afford to have mistakes on a job or it'll go bad. So anyways, I'll keep y'all updated. Today is Saturday evening. This is the status of the build. Monday, I had to deliver some more material so they can finish the siding. And so that'll be here Monday afternoon. And then these guys will be back on Tuesday to finish all the siding. Between now and then, we're gonna install the roof deck. We're gonna start the rough end plumbing on the inside of the walls. But that's for another video. So I'll pick it up back Tuesday whenever we're finishing the siding and the exterior doors. Told y'all I built this bitch. All right, today is finally the last day of the windows and the siding and the exterior doors. It was planned to only last 2 or 3 days, and it's lasted much longer than that for a couple reasons. I'll go over later in the video, but I'm actually gonna turn my truck around so we can load up this exterior door. The installers are pretty much all the way done. They just need to install this exterior door that I've been stowing in my garage so it doesn't get stolen. My garage is a wreck, so don't judge me. Okay, good. So, looks like we have maybe 10 more pieces of siding and install the front door, and siding will be done. You see it? Ouch. I was peeling a sticker off this window, went to look over here and saw a broken window. You know, as a builder, stuff always goes wrong. It's my decision on how I want to handle it. I've you know, hired these guys with a pretty low labor rate. Instead of kind of penny pinching them and making them pay for it, I'll probably just go ahead and pay for it. I don't want to be that guy. Anyway, so that's a problem. We'll have to get that fixed. Tal vez solo poner de... Es solo 25 más días aquí y terminado. Sí. Oh, fácil. Bien. Sí, cuidado. Day 30 of the build. We're finally finished with the siding, windows, doors. This seemed to last way too long. I think we're only planning for this to last like 2 to 3 days, and I think it ended up lasting over a span of 8, 9, 10 days, way too long. Anyways, so here's what it looks like. We've got everything finished up pertaining to the siding, windows, and doors. There really wasn't too many problems with this kind of trade, other than, you know, it was hot. The guys couldn't work too fast. I had to get some extra material shipped out here 2 or 3 times, it seemed like. So it is what it is. That's construction. So on this side of the house, only in this portion of the front of the house, we're installing this panel siding. It came in 4x8 sheets. It's a little different look. It's only going on this front part of the house on the right, and on the left over here is the lap siding. This lap siding comes in different widths. I think we installed like a 6-inch wide lap siding, and I know they come in like 7 inches, 8 inches, or 9 inches, so they come like pretty wide. I decided to go with the shorter one because I think it kind of gives it a more contemporary look. Here's the windows. I decided to install black aluminum windows. The manufacturer is called Plygem, and I don't know anything about the efficiency, but they look good. They're aluminum. I ended up paying about $500 for the aluminum window option instead of the vinyl windows option. So that's the windows. Here's a front door. I decided to pay $2,800. I'll go over the cost here in a minute, but I decided to make quite the upgrade here on this front door. On my last home build, I installed like a $500 front door, and I was not happy with the quality. I didn't think it gives it, you know, like a real wow factor. But I think whenever this house is all finished and you walk in this front door, you know, this is your first impression. I decided to pay, you know, an extra $2,000 or $2,500 for this kind of door instead of a cheaper door. It's a black steel door that I purchased from a supplier here in Houston. I've got to buy the hardware. It's nice. So there's that. One thing I decided to do on this build that kind of gives it a little different look, it's not too common, is this overhang where the fascia, the front board is called the fascia, and then underneath that is called the soffit. That is called the roof overhang, and I decided to do a 2-foot overhang, 2 foot, 24 inches. Most houses, if you zoom in on my other house up there at the top, that house I believe has a 16-inch overhang, whereas this house here has a whole another 8 inches, so it makes it much larger. So there's one thing I did, and of course comes with extra cost as far as material. You gotta buy a wider material, more square footage of material. Also something I did is 8-inch fascia. So on the very front part of that roof overhang, it's 8 inches tall, 8 inches in comparison to 6 inches. On the other house is 6 inches, this one is 8 inches. It just gives it a more grand feeling. Gives it just, you know, a bigger look, bigger overhangs. I don't know, I like it. I'm happy with how it turns out. I think it looks good. Okay, so now we're on I guess what's the right side of the house. More lap siding on this side. This, I had to pay extra. In the previous video, I explained I had to pay extra to get this wall framed up because it's quite a drop off to over there and it might affect the structural integrity if we didn't do that. So anyways, we framed that up, and right side of the house, here's the back. We got one window in the bathroom up there in the shower tub combo, and some more lap siding. Here's the back of the house. Not really too interesting, but we have some dryer vents and some bathroom fan vents up there. Here's the back door. All of this will get like regraded. We'll come back, we'll use some of that dirt to somewhat gradually grade this a little better. I think I'm gonna put some concrete steps here for you to walk into the back door. There's a guest bedroom window up there. Here's the back kitchen window. And here's the other side of the house, more lap siding. There's the Jack and Jill bathroom with a little small window up there. So here's the back door. This was a $500 back door. I could have installed a door just like this on the front, which is much smaller, less quality material. And you know, it cost $500 in comparison to $2,000 something I paid for that front door. So I could have saved $2,000 by installing this there, but this isn't something I'm, you know, too proud of as far as high quality or performance. It's a piece of shit, honestly. So I'll install in the back because it's not gonna affect the curb appeal. You know, the curb appeal comes from the street, of course. Whenever people are driving by or people are coming to look at the house, they want to be proud of what it looks like from the street, what everyone else sees. But on the back of the house, there ain't nothing back here. No one's gonna see it. It's gonna do its job. It's gonna be a door, functioning door, and it'll work for the back door. We've installed the HVAC rough and the plumbing rough in and the electrical rough in. So as you can see, we have HVAC ducts right there. Over here, we have some plumbing pipes. We have some electrical wires. This is gonna be the kitchen. So you have the water supply lines, the sink drain lines, electrical everywhere, electrical plugs for the refrigerator, outlet boxes. Then up here, you have these blue deals. It's gonna be the disc lights, which are referred to as can lights, but they don't really have a can anymore. They're just like a disc, LED disc. So all of the electrical rough-in HVAC work is done. I'm not really making a video specifically for that because it's not too interesting part of the build. It's not worth making a video on, but that is done. So the cost for this part of the build was the windows material. The 10 windows cost $5,975. The front door cost $2,863. The back door cost $546. The siding material, which consisted of all the hardy lap siding, the fascia, the soffit boards, all that cost $6,595. And the labor to install all of that, the doors, the windows, and the siding, the same contractor did it, and I paid him $4,756. We have the rough end done, all the siding and the cornice is done, all the electrical, HVAC, and the plumbing is done. Told y'all I built this bitch. So today's day 31 of the home build. That means 29 more days to go to finish in 60 days. And this is really the midway point of the construction because we have the shell of the house built. We have it framed. We have the foundation done, of course, the frame done, the siding done, the roof deck done, the windows and doors installed. So it's midway point, and today has just kind of been a regrouping day. Not one that I really accounted for on the schedule. It kind of sucks in terms of making progress towards a completed build, but nevertheless, it was something that had to be done. Today, we didn't get really any of it on film, but we got all the extra trash out of the house and loaded this 40-yard dumpster bin. Hot mother freaker. And that's how much wood we waste. There's so much wood right here. All that's wrong with that wood is it has nails in it from the guys either using it for like a scaffolding or something like that. This is what the build looks like now. We got it kind of pretty much cleaned up. We got all the extra pieces of wood out of that inside, all the trash picked up. One thing we did is we somewhat organized these pallets. The first one on the left is for, that's a return for one supplier. This middle pallet is a return for another supplier. That pallet is a return for another supplier. On the last build, I did not make any returns like this, so I probably threw away $1,000 worth of stuff. I would assume this amounts to like $1,000 bucks. And to be honest, I don't know if they'll even take any of these returns considering it's in good shape, it's just dirty. I think this is an LVL product. It's like a man-made wood product, and I think those are special order, and I don't know why they supplied them. We didn't use them, but anyways, we got the site cleaned up pretty good. For the most part, got this trash, most of the trash picked up. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of an update for day 31. This video, we're gonna be painting the exterior of the house. Tomorrow, we're gonna be painting. Here in a second, I'm gonna go pick out the exterior paint colors at probably Sherwin-Williams, because that's where my painter buys his paint. I'm gonna go pick out the exterior paint color, and then I'm gonna come back, put it on the wall. We're choosing 3, maybe 4 exterior paint colors for this house, and we gotta make sure, you know, they're what we like. One big mistake I made on my last build, which is that house right there, is that I went and I actually bought a sample of the paint. I chose the paint color I want. I came back and I painted a little section of this house, 2 or 3 square foot, and they painted the whole exterior, all 3 walls, the back and the right and left, because the front has brick. They painted those 3 walls, and I ended up having to repaint the whole house on the exterior because I did not like that paint color. So that mistake alone on my last build cost me $900 bucks. So we're gonna try to avoid having to redo that. We're gonna try to avoid having that mistake again by getting actual paint samples like I did last time, but this time I'm gonna really paint it on the wall, a good section, and look at it in the light, look at it in the shade, and make sure it's the section I want, the kind of paint color I want. So let's go choose paint color. All right, y'all, I just started my personal brand. It's called Audacity, and this is my first shirt, heavyweight, comfortable, high quality, premium shirt. But the brand Audacity is basically just for young men who are willing to take the bold risk in life to go from the bottom of the top to the top and achieve their goals and their dreams. And that's what I'm doing. I'm taking bold risk, one after another, to go from the bottom to the top. So this is my first shirt. I got 100 of them. This is the original Audacity tee. So help me sell this out. Click the link down in the description and represent. All right, we just pulled up at Sherwin-Williams, and we're gonna choose 4 paint colors for the exterior of the house. All right. So I think I just need to look at these colors and compare it to the rendering. I already know what black I want to do. It's gonna be tricorn black. See that, baby? Tricorn black. Boom, got that one. It's gonna be for the soffit and for the fascia. Next is white. Oh my God. What the hell? This is gonna be impossible. Anyways, let's save that for last. I like this iron ore. Say we're gonna use this one for this section of the lower section. I think that's gonna be our dark gray. Now we need a light gray, a darker gray right here, and then there's like a lighter gray here, and then there's like kind of like an off-white right here. We haven't even really narrowed it down. We're just trying to get ones that look close. What are your thoughts? Have you seen these colors? Are you
looking for more of a warm or cool tone?
I mean, looking at it, whatever you get from this photo, you know, like I'm just stuck on these 2. I mean, I want an accurate representation or reflection of what's right there, you know. Okay, so we've made somewhat of a decision. We got the black I'm confident in. Next is iron ore. This is gonna be dark gray. It's gonna go around the garage door, around the front door, this little section here. Next, we have 2 colors that we think we're gonna like the best, and we got these 2 colors for a medium gray here and a white there, and to try to keep from making the same mistake that I made on the last build, where we just purchased the sample, went and put it on the wall and said, oh, it's good, and I had to repaint the house. We're forcing ourselves to get an extra gray and an extra white for of course, that extra gray and that extra white. I'm gonna get these 5 samples. I don't really need the black and the dark gray, but I'm gonna do it anyways just so I can really compare and not make any mistakes. These 5 samples are gonna cost 50 bucks because they're $10 a piece. It's a rip-off, but you know, I guess it could save me $1,000 in the end. So let's go get the samples and go put it on the wall and make sure they're the one. All right, you too.
Thank you, David. You have a good weekend, sir. Imagine my signature popped up in front of his face. I really don't know why I bought 10 brushes. That may have been a waste. 6, sorry. 1 for every color. That probably was a waste of money. So we've kind of decided, oh, fuck. I'm just gonna put like 6 squares on the wall, each color, and we're just gonna make a decision. There's no like real way. Obviously I can't paint every, you know, this whole wall, that whole, all of it with each color because that wouldn't work. So I'm just gonna put up like 6 test squares, test samples, and then make a decision. Dude, I'm the worst with paint. I guarantee I'm gonna get this shit all over me. Oh my God, I can't even get this paintbrush in there. Why would he tell me to get this one? Oh my God. Dude, I told you. Oh. We got the real boss right here, about to tell us what to do. First impression.
Oh, right there. What do you say?
What do you think?
I like the black and dark gray. You?
Yeah, those are the 2 that we've selected. Like guaranteed. I like the black, I like the dark gray. The bottom left? The bottom left too.
Yeah.
Okay, those are my favorite.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo.
All right, so that's day.
So what do you think?
Yeah, what you think, baby? You're right. Okay, she agrees. Tomorrow, Saturday, we're gonna be painting the whole house. Exterior paint will take 1 day. Catch you in the morning. Morning. Problem? What about the sides of the windows? That's good?
Yeah, that's
no
good.
problem?
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Yeah. See.
Okay.
And let's
I'll
let
show
me,
you.
let me get
Yeah.
the brushes
Okay.
and then we can put a sample that way.
So the first step to getting the house painted is doing all the prep work. As you can see, painters are up there starting to do the prep, and that consists of using a painter's putty to fill all the nail holes in the siding. And then secondly, they will be using a caulk, a sealant to caulk all of the corners and all of the seams in the siding. So that's prep work, the start of the prep work. Also, one thing they're going to be doing is using a painter's tape and plastic to tape off all of the windows to keep those protected and make sure they don't get any paint on them, on the windows and also the doors. One thing I wanted to talk about is that I'm using this big stretch sealant for the sealant choice on this house instead of the cheaper Sherwin-Williams 1050 QD or whatever. This tube of caulking cost about $2 each, and this tube of caulking cost about $10 each. So for a box of 12, they come in a box of 12, you can get a box of this for $24, and a box of this cost about $120. So this caulking we're going to be using on the interior and exterior of the home. You can see windows, doors, siding, and it is also you can also use it on the interior of your house. So this is a product that I'm paying obviously a lot more for. I don't know, 5 to 7 or 10 times more for this expensive sealant, and I'm doing it because it is going to go through some extreme movement here in Texas with expansion and contraction whenever it gets hot and cold in this area of the world, and that is going to put a lot of pressure on the sealant, and the cheaper stuff that you get for $2 a tube is going to crack, it's going to fail, and it's going to make the paint job look ugly in just a couple years. We're going to be able to see, is this product really as good as markets? Here's a video of how much it stretches. On this first house, I decided to use well, not necessarily that I decided to, but the painter supplied the sealant, and he supplied of course, the cheaper sealant. And we'll see how good does the cheap sealant on that house perform in comparison to the more expensive big stretch $10 a tube sealant perform at this house. Maybe in a couple years we'll come back, check it out, do a case study. How does that sealant look in comparison to this one? So anyways, the painters are knocking out the prep work now, and then we will be on to painting. Sunday morning update, day 2 of painting, and looks like the guys maybe been here an hour or 2. Here's the progress. Still, front of the house looks the same.
One thing I can really tell they did is, you see this? That is called the freeze board that is black up there. So you see that black piece up there? Right now, it definitely looks kind of out of whack. And it looks out of whack because the fascia and the soffit is not painted as well. So right here, you see how that freeze board is black? Well, once this soffit and the fascia gets painted black, it'll all look finished. So right now it kind of looks kind of wonky. Once the fascia and the soffit gets painted, it'll definitely look a lot better. So you'll be able to tell, once we wrap it up, you'll be able to tell what I'm talking about. So they got this whole side painted and that black freeze board up there painted. Let's walk around the other side and see if they've painted anything over there. Finished today, Serrano, or Monday?
Yeah, I get it done today.
Okay. And here's this side. No paint over here. So there's an update. Morning of day 2. They'll get it wrapped up today. So we'll check back in whenever they got it finished. Told y'all I built this bitch. Okay, 7:45, day number 33 of the build is finished, and voila, the house is painted. So it took 2 days for the painters to paint the house. The first day they did most of the prep work, painted the front of the house as we showed, and then as you can see now, everything is finished. So 2 full days, we'll call it. It was a Saturday and a Sunday. The paint went good, 2 days of work. I paid the painter $3,132 for the exterior paint. Basically, I paid him 50% for the exterior, and then when he comes back and paints the interior, I'll pay him 50% for that as well. So $3,132 was the exterior paint cost, and that included material and labor, for which my subcontractor provided. Day number 33 is in the books. Told y'all I built this bitch. What's going on?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good.
Marcus, metal guy, metal roof. I guess we got the coil, huh?
Yeah.
For the panels. And then
Roll former.
roll former. This is gonna form all the panels.
Yeah.
How many people are y'all gonna have on the job?
4 or 5 guys.
And how many days do you think it'll take?
I would say 3 or 4 days.
3 or 4 days, start to finish. Yeah. All right, and it'll be, what was it, 14,750 minus the ice and water shield and the synthetic. So it's gonna be just over $14,000 for the metal roof. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Small roof. So.
Yeah, pretty small. Was it like 20 squares?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we kind of
Yeah.
came up with. So if you see, you might need to stand back here so you can see. We left 3 inches. The siding we left 3 inches. Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine. The only thing it doesn't have the receiver.
I thought you were saying leave 3 inches of space.
No, we're fine. We'll be fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, look. Obviously, this is a flatter section, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 212.
Okay.
You said it was good, so I told him to do it 212. So it's 212, and all that water. I don't want to put gutters up there. Would you recommend me putting gutters right there? Because all that water is going to come right to the middle of the house right there, fall in that flat section, by them windows, in them corners. On the top eave.
You know, I always recommend gutters like all the time, but
Okay, well, I may put gutters on that top eave to keep water from falling right there on that flat section by the windows, but
okay.
you're gonna have to do a good job on that flashing because it's 212. I mean, on a heavy rain,
no.
it's... All right, y'all, I just started my personal brand. It's called Audacity, and this is my first shirt. Heavyweight, comfortable, high quality, premium shirt. But the brand Audacity is basically just for young men who are willing to take the bold risk in life to go from the bottom of the top to the top and achieve their goals and their dreams. And that's what I'm doing. I'm taking bold risk one after another to go from the bottom to the top. So this is my first shirt. I got 100 of them. This is the original Audacity tee. So help me sell this out. Click the link down in the description and represent. So we're just getting started on the first step of the metal roof installation. And to start, we are using this machine called a form roller. This coil right here is what will actually end up being the whole roof system. It's a coil of aluminum 26 gauge sheet metal and put through this machine, as you can see, goes all the way through. And once it is spit out, it gets cut off right here to make the 14-foot long metal roof panels. One thing that I actually decided to do
is you can see this isn't a flat panel. It has striations, like little bumps in it. So if you elect to go with a smooth panel instead of one with striations or bumps in it, you can actually have defects, visual defects, like they're called oil canning, and the roof looks really bad. So those waves in the roof panels should hide all of the imperfections and make all the panels look symmetrical without any oil canning. So this is the first step to the roof installation. Told you I built this bitch. So right now is day 2 of the metal roof installation. It's 3:21 in that afternoon or evening. This is the progress of the roof. We've got most of the back side of the roof and some of the right side, or all of the right side, finished up, and we're starting to install on the front of the roof, which is actually the pretty side of the house. Yesterday was day 1 where they really just roll formed and cut the panels and got all the panels prepped. And also we just installed some trim and flashing and drip edge that is not too visual of a change. But today there's actually been some visual change because they've installed maybe 20 or 30% of the actual metal roof panels. So right now there's just 2 guys on the ground who are making the detailed cuts, getting the panels cut to the actual length, because every panel is a little bit different shaped and length. So the guys on the ground are making the detailed cut to get all the panels to fit and lock in correctly. And then there's 2 installers on the roof who are actually taking the panels once they're raised up. They're gonna take the panels and they're putting them on the roof and actually screwing them down. About 35% of the roof has been installed. It'll probably be another 2 to 3 days before the roof is finished. Day 4 of the metal roof installation, and Migo, ¿cuándo terminaron? Techo. Es jueves. Sábado. Okay, so that means another 2 days after today before they finish up. But I'll pop up a drone shot of the progress. Right now they got maybe 65, 70% of the roof panels on. But after the panels get installed, there's still a couple details that have to get installed that kind of take a little more time. But here is the roof panels. They are 26 gauge. I chose black because it matches the paint colors and stuff on the house. Standing seam metal roof. Basically when they get installed, one side of them, panel's hot, so one side gets screwed down right here, 12 inches on center with screws. So they'll put a screw here, go down 12 inches, another screw. This side will get screwed down. The other side, you look here, it has like a snap lock. So this side does not really get fastened. Instead, this side gets fastened down, it's there. This side gets snap locked onto the other panel. That's how the system gets installed. It's pretty simple. After the fact, there's a couple details like the ridge cap and stuff that has to get done to finish off the system and make it completely waterproof. So yeah, let's finish the metal roof. Told y'all I built this bitch. Okay, so the metal roof is finally complete. I think it took 4 to 4.5 days, maybe 5 full days for them to completely install the metal roof, and they are out of here. It's actually been a couple days, but we've had a bunch of other videos we've been making, so kind of got behind. Anyways, the metal roof, I think it turned out great in comparison to, look at my first home build and my second home build. I think it looks badass. I mean, obviously it's different. It's the only metal roof in this whole subdivision. And you know, whenever I'm building a home, I'm trying to get better at building as I build homes. This is only my second home build, but I want to do different things. You know, I don't want to do the cookie cutter house like everybody else. There's a builder in here who builds a house and is the most hideous, basic house, cookie cutter house. And that's not who I want to be. I want to have a little different touch on my builds. And I think, you know, expensive, nice metal roof is something to be proud of. It makes my house stand out from everybody else's. And one day, whenever I do go to sell that house, if I ever do sell it, it's something that it will, you know, help me out because it's nice. I paid $14,000 for one contractor to supply the material and labor to install this metal roof. And that is probably about 3 times what it would have cost for me to put a shingle roof on this house. So on my first build on the shingle roof on the neighboring house that I built, that roof all in cost me about 4,800 bucks, 4,500, 4,800, and this one cost me 14,000. So therefore, similar roof sizes, it would have cost me probably about $5,000 to put a shingle on this shingle roof, but instead I paid an extra $9,000, almost 3 times as much for the metal roof. But I personally, I'm not, you know, I don't regret the decision at all. So there's a couple reasons specifically why I chose a metal roof. It does have a 50-year paint warranty. So on shingle roofs, you install a roof and it will, after a matter of probably 10 years here in the hot, humid Houston climate, it gets covered with algae and they become really ugly. So you only get a pretty shingle roof for about 7 to 10 years, whereas this metal roof has a 50-year paint warranty. It should look exactly how it does now, 50 years from now, you know, maybe a little bit worse. But anyways, another thing is it's class 4, meaning it is impact resistant roof system. So shingle roofs, they get damaged by, it can, like a 1.5 inch hail can total a metal or a shingle roof. 1.5 inch hail can total a shingle roof and cause you to have to replace the whole thing. And you know, here in Houston, we get those, seems like every 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So that would be something moving forward I would have to deal with insurance claims on a rental property. I don't want to deal with maintenance. I decided to do a metal roof because they're impact resistant, meaning they've been tested to withstand 2-inch hail, so golf ball size hail, and not get damaged at all. So shouldn't have to cause a roof replacement in the future if there's a hailstorm. Also, it has somewhere around 120 mile an hour wind rating. So, you know, any tornado or hurricane comes through, it should be able to withstand that. But I think if the metal roof gets torn off from a hurricane or a tornado, at that point, it'd be a lot more damage to the house. I would have a lot bigger issues on my hands. So that's kind of the reasons why I really chose to upgrade to the metal roof. Those are like the more technical reasons, but more so, honestly, is in my brain. I was like, I want a badass roof on this house. I want to stand out. Other things to consider is that it does increase the property value, which may in return may increase the rental value. Also may help avoid vacancy on the investment. You know, some people pull up, they see a nice house in comparison with that have a shingle, they want to move in here because it's a cool house. So anyways, those are all some of the reasons I chose a metal roof. I'm extremely happy with how it turns out. I know I stand out from the rest of the builders and whatnot just by this one simple thing. Told y'all I built this bitch. All right, so today is day 41 of the home build. We're spray foam insulating the house. The crew just got here and they're knocking out the prep work where they are covering the windows and the exterior doors and other things with the plastic. Once they get that all covered up, they're going to be starting the actual spray foam. But in order for us to be inside while they're doing it, we're gonna need some masks. So let's go get those from Home Depot. All right, so we just pulled up at Home Depot to get 2 masks. The crew just started spraying in the insulation into the walls, and I'm pretty sure it's a hazard to breathe in. That's why they're wearing those suits and the mask and whatnot. So we're gonna get 2 masks of our own. That way we can be inside while they're spraying. So let's go get that. I think this is the one. Respirator. This one's already open. It's got these filter things. Hello, hello. Can you hear me talk? I'm gonna do the intro like this. Fucking COVID in my mouth. Somebody put their mouth, you know someone put their mouth in there. This is what you call investing into the channel. This video cost me 60 bucks. Oh! Bag secured. 3M mask, $65. So I'm gonna go broke making this YouTube video. So why don't y'all just take a second, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. That way I can keep making videos. See you at the lot. Told y'all I built this bitch. All right, it's 11:25 a.m. They're knocking it out real fast. So far, they've got all of the top floor. They've already got all the roof deck done, as you can see. They just spray that in there. They don't have to cut that. But they sprayed all the roof deck. We're on the 2nd story right now. And as you can see, they've got all of the 2nd story walls done. There's 2 guys that are spraying the insulation that are in the suits. And then there's 1 guy over here. Let's go check him out. As of right now, he's just, as you can see, he is scraping off this stuff that's on the floor. Because when they spray the roof deck, it falls on the floor and gets stuck on it. So right now they have 2 guys spraying, 1 guy that's doing all like the cleanup, scraping it all off the floor. He also is using a long blade to shave it down flush. You see right here, shave it down flush with the 2x4, so when we hang the drywall, there's nothing, you know, sticking out. So yeah, so the roof deck's done, second floor's done. Let's go look at the bottom floor. So far on the bottom, it looks like they have probably 80% of it done, so they should be done spraying everything within the next probably hour, and then it'll just be shaving everything down, making sure the job is cleaned up so we can install drywall. So basically they just spray this insulation, spray it onto the exterior sheathing, and it expands out, and then we shave it down where it's flush with the 2x4s, and that's it. Everything's going good. We'll check back in once it is finished up. All right, so it's 5:03 in the evening, and all of the spray foam is complete. Here's the downstairs living room, kitchen area, and let's go check it out upstairs. Here's the upstairs second level. All the walls have been sprayed, and then also the attic was the roof deck was sprayed in. So 5 o'clock, the insulation fully complete. They got it all sprayed in one day. Got the job complete. Tomorrow we'll be starting drywall. I decided to pay $746 to upgrade from batt insulation, which is the traditional batts and blown in attic insulation. I decided to pay $700 extra to upgrade to this insulation for a couple reasons. For one is, yeah, this is my second home build, and I just wanted to kind of experiment with the different things so I could learn more just about home building in general. So the batt insulation option would have only cost me $2,514, but the spray foam insulation option I ended up paying $3,270. I know this is a product that should be used in larger projects, and so I wanted to feel comfortable with the project. There's one option. Another thing is, of course, it will make the home more airtight and energy efficient. And then one really big reason is because I wanted a conditioned attic space. So the attic space is fully conditioned, meaning that the HVAC system has a line that runs supply air to the attic space. Therefore, here in Houston, it gets up to 110 degrees in the summer and down to 30 degrees in the winter. And that can cause problems in the summer, of course, with the HVAC equipment. You know, it has to run and work super hard and run long hours to keep the house cool in the summer. And then in the winter, of course, kind of has to do the same thing. Also in the winter, you could have pipes bust and break, and that could cause, expensive repairs and insurance claim and whatnot. So in order to avoid that, having a conditioned attic space means that it may be 70 degrees in the house, and it could be about 75 degrees in the attic. Therefore, your HVAC system will be much more energy efficient, and also in the winter, you won't have any busted pipes. I'm excited. I'm happy with how the installation went. Told y'all I built this bitch. Yeah, we got a fucking problem. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, we got a little problem.
What we got?
Well, I don't know. Apparently, there's a busted pipe under the foundation.
There's a busted pipe?
With all
I know my guys, I know they tightened a band clamp underneath that was not tightened. And they tightened that up in the center of the pad.
I mean, all I know at this point is that I guess whenever they go to, fill the pipes full of water, they said the pipes don't fill up.
Whatever, but I'm gonna tell you right, gotcha. Now they're gonna try to blame it on somebody else.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, pretty much everything that Brian, my foundation contractor, was just explaining to me, it makes me feel a lot better. Because honestly, whenever I found out this was the problem in that exact moment a minute ago, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a wreck. Because I don't have builder's risk insurance on this build, because it doesn't matter. different conversation for another day. With that said, the foundation contractor basically explained the plumbers installed the plumbing. You had the inspector inspect the plumbing and it passed. Thirdly, the plumbers covered up the pipes with dirt. Therefore, there's no other way this finger could be pointed at someone other than the plumbers. Yeah, so only time will tell. They're going to use a camera, they're going to find the leak or find the problem, and then we have to make the repair. I'm sure that repair will be a couple $1,000s, and we're going to see kind of how this all plays out. So y'all stay tuned. So here it is.
Somebody didn't repair what?
I don't know, they fucking put that in there. They put that all in there,
Oh,
like
okay.
little pieces.
This is for the bean, where they cross the beans, so they don't
Okay.
mess up the water right here.
Okay.
We have to pull the cable and measure it straight right here. It's that one right there.
But you say the problem might be right here?
Maybe right here.
So it could, you think it's like right here, right? The pipes goes like this, right?
The pipe's coming right here.
So they believe, this is a drone shot that I took after the underground plumbing was done. They believe it either to be a 45 degree, the underground pipe comes and makes a 45. So they either believe it to be this connection right here, or right past this wall it makes a 90. It's one of the two. Yeah?
Yep, right there.
Okay. So what was it on the screen when you were looking at it? It just looked like the coupling was fucked up?
Like the fitting came apart. They glue it and they came apart.
What do you think caused that?
I don't know, beam diggers or something.
Beam diggers? The concrete?
We're gonna see, if it's got a hit in the pipe, somebody did.
So if it's
Because
got...
it didn't come up by itself, Somebody gotta do something with it.
Right. Yeah, tell them, not enough fucking glue. Told y'all I built this bitch.
Aquí no vas a salir el agua corto. Pero. ¿Tiene glue del azul, güey? El otro. Güey.
See this line over here? It's a broken pipe.
Yeah.
All right, so it's the 6th day of the plumbing problem. The plumbers are here. They got a camera and they got I guess a locator tool that they're gonna try to use to find the plumbing issue. Anyways, on day 5 of the issue, I gave them all last week. I was like, I'm gonna be patient, give them a full week to find the issue. After that, it's time to, get the issue resolved. Not my favorite contractor. Anyways, day 5, they ended up using the camera. They found the problem. It's a cracked pipe in the top of the drain line below the concrete slab. So yeah, big issue. Today, they're coming back with another camera and a locator where they're going to use the locator to exactly identify, within a very close area where the problem is. So my foundation contractor, who's about 20 minutes away, he's gonna show up and either cut the concrete or he's going to dig under the concrete slab, depending how far it is. So then my plumbers can then make the repair, cover it back up, put the concrete back. So that's it. At least we found one of the cracks. Apparently the plumber believes there may be two cracked areas, which seems like we're making some progress. Still a long way to go, so let's see. He says the issue is somewhere right here. Maybe this is a broken pipe, or the issue's right here. It's like 20 feet that way. He said there's a blue paint or fucking glue. He said they don't,
That's primer.
blue primer. He said they don't use that.
The one we use is a purple one.
So he
This
said,
one's
wait,
blue.
did they make a repair here? I said, I don't think so. We made repairs that way after we failed an inspection, but not here. And he said, yeah, we don't use the blue glue or blue primer or whatever. They use that. So he
That's where
said,
it's leaking though?
I don't know. Dale más para adelante. Pues sí.
broken pipe.
That's a broken pipe. And we record video. And when we test the pipes, all the water is coming back to the pipes from right here. That's the problem.
So I say let's just cut it.
They'll be here in a minute.
All right.
All right.
He said he's gonna cut it today.
Okay.
He said we have 2 options. Either they can tunnel all the way there and make the repair, $2,000 to tunnel. And he said $1,500 to make the repair. So that's all in $3,500 or $3,600 for them to handle all that.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, listen to the second. He said, or you can cut it. He thinks it's cheaper because he's figuring like the $2,000 epoxy. But he said option
It
two.
don't cost $2,000 epoxy.
Yeah, what?
About $300.
Okay,
for
so
the material.
he said, or option two, have you cut it, then make the repair. He said they would still charge probably $1,500 for the repair because they've already been out here doing all the shit, finding the leak, using the camera, and then to actually make the repair, probably be a $1,500 cost.
So 15 or 35? We'll cut it. I'm paying 3,500. That's all the profit. That's more than the profit. Like, I mean, you need to talk to them, but if it's under the beam, then we probably got close to it. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
Okay, so if you believe y'all hit it, are you going to cover the $1,500 cost? Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, what about this? What'd you think about the blue?
But if I don't cut it, I have no control. When they go up under here and they say, oh, well, that's not the cut, we got to do it over here now. You know, I have no control, and I'm not going to leave my checkbook open in there.
Okay, so after they got that other camera out here, perfectly located the leak. It's a cracked pipe. I guess water was leaking so much that after they cut off the water, water would come back through the pipe just from that hydrostatic pressure or whatever. They found the broken pipe. They marked it with this blue paint right here. So my foundation guy is going to cut a big hole. Apparently there's a big beam that runs this way or that way. I don't even know. But they're going to cut the hole so the plumbers can come back and dig it up and make the repair. That's all I got so far. All right, so it's the next day. The foundation people, they quit yesterday, maybe about 6 o'clock, and because they knew they had a little bit more work on their end, so they showed up this morning about 8 o'clock and finished cutting the hole. And then as you can see, they've actually dug down a couple feet to the exposed pipe. Now we're just waiting on the plumbers to arrive. Hopefully, whenever they dissect the problem, whatever that may be, hopefully the broken pipe is right here, because there's a beam that runs right here, maybe like 2 foot wide. Big ass concrete beam, goes a little deeper. They need to be able to make the repair on this side of the beam. If not, we have to cut another hole on this side of the beam, dig down, and make the repair there. So anyways, we're waiting on the plumber to get here where he can cut open this this sleeve. This sleeve was actually put there to protect the pipe for whenever the concrete guys dig the beam, the trench for the beam. So I guess it didn't do its job. Maybe it was put in the wrong place. Not sure of exactly what caused this issue yet and what caused the broken pipe. And we'll pick it up when they get here. So what do you think about that? That's about what, 2 feet? What do you think is best? Fucking cut another hole or dig?
I think cut another hole. Yeah, cut another hole, and we'll replace from over there all the way to here.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah,
so another day goes by on this issue. The plumber just showed up. Yesterday evening they actually showed up. They cut the pipe, and he was like, oh, it's not here. So then today, project manager shows up with a camera, and he put the camera back inside the pipe. And as you can see right here is the new dot. This was the original dot. So here was the original dot. But as I explained before, there's a beam here. The contractor decided to cut the hole over there. But unfortunately, that black dot is exactly where the broken pipe is. So now I'm about to call the foundation guy, get him back out here. The plumber wants another part cut open over there to dig down, make the repair. So we'll get it fixed then. But anyways, another day goes by. So it feels like it's probably going to be at least another full day, if not 2 days, before we get this issue resolved. So we'll check back in when we're cutting that hole. Okay, so the concrete contractor is here right now, cutting open the second new hole, and he's going to dig down, expose the pipe. The plumbers will be here in a couple hours, and hopefully that is the issue, which it should be. The plumbers will be able to complete the plumbing repair today, and then tomorrow, concrete guys will come back out and make the concrete repairs, and hopefully the problem is resolved. Dirt was real bad. Hopefully it's... So as y'all just saw, We cut the second hole this morning at about 10 o'clock, and now it's 3:45 in the afternoon. The plumbers just came out and they found the issue. Whenever the concrete guy was cutting the hole this morning, I had a conversation with him, kind of found out some information that when he was digging this beam, he in fact did break the pipe and he made his own repair. So the problem is right here. He broke a pipe, I guess, and he replaced this 1 foot section, except when he replaced this 1 foot section, he used a PVC coupling over here and then this band coupling over here. The problem is he's a concrete guy, not a plumber. So here's his glue job, the blue. You can see he didn't even put glue right here. There's no glue. And whatever the case may be, one of these couplings or both of these couplings failed. I think it was this one. Anyway, so that was the problem. Just the problem continues because the guy was like, oh, I left a piece of pipe right here to make the repair. The pipe's not here anymore. I think I threw it away yesterday because it was out laying on the ground looking like a piece of scrap. So anyways, they're headed to the supply store real quick to grab the material to make the repair. They should be here shortly to be able to finish the repair. And then we're going to pressure test the full system to ensure that this problem is resolved and there's no other problems in the plumbing system. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be able to make the concrete repairs. All right, so right now, plumbers are in the holes making the repairs. Since the pipes are already in the ground, pretty much concreted in essentially, the pipes can't really be manipulated. So on this side, we're using a regular PVC coupling. And then over here on this side, we're going to use one of these band couplings where they slide it in there, slide the pipes over, and then tighten it down. And then once the repair is made, we'll pressure test it, make sure it's good, and cover it up with concrete. Told y'all I built this bitch. All right, so it's actually day of the build. So here's the two patches right here where we had to cut the holes, dig down, make the repair. Concrete's been filled in, and this here is the epoxy contractor. Grinded everything down, as you can see, all the grind marks. He did that everywhere in the garage to prep the garage floor. Now he is starting to actually put the epoxy down. I guess first he's going to be painting on the epoxy or whatever on the walls, and then he's gonna go to the flooring. I decided to use a pretty normal gray color, and here is the flakes that are gonna be going in the epoxy. So it kind of matches the house a little bit, but I didn't want to do anything too crazy because I guess I'm not the biggest fan of epoxy to start with, but I would rather have an epoxy floor all matching than these two ugly concrete patch jobs in my garage. And after the epoxy is done, I'll show the finished product, of course, show what that looks like, and then I'll talk about the cost. Overall, what did this plumbing problem actually cost me out of my pocket, or how the costs were handled, so stay tuned for that. Well, I'll let you know. Okay, so finally the plumbing problem is resolved. The epoxy floor is complete. I think it turned out pretty good. You know, I'm really not the biggest fan of epoxy. I wish we could have just had a normal garage concrete floor, but given the circumstances of two ugly concrete patches getting made, I think it was the best case scenario. I went with this gray and black color that kind of complements all the other colors on the interior and exterior of the house, so I'm not unhappy. I'm not the most ecstatic, but nevertheless, it's, I guess, an upgrade. It looks a little better. Maybe we'll protect the garage floor a little bit better. So this problem is finally fully resolved. And in the end, since the foundation contractor was the one we proved to have broke the pipe and caused the problem, He broke the pipe, tried to make a repair, wasn't good. So since it was his fault, he actually decided to cover the cost, which I fully expected him to do so. It was his fault. So he covered the cost for the plumber to locate the leak and make the repair, and that plumbing bill was $1,500. So he paid that. Secondly, he paid this epoxy contractor $1,200 to epoxy this garage floor. The epoxy guy said he charges like $3 a square foot. This is like 400 something square foot. So $1,200 epoxy floor. He paid that bill. And then also, of course, he paid his guys, or he had to eat the cost of sending his guys to come out here several times to make the cuts in the garage, to make the cuts, break the concrete, dig down, find the pipes in both holes, separate days, and then of course come back out and redo the patch, put the dirt back, compact it down, put the rebar dowels, put the new concrete. In the end, it cost him out of his pocket $2,700, this mistake did, as well as it cost him that 10 to 12 hours of sending his guys out here to do this. It probably ended up costing him $3,000 to $4,000. So costly mistake on his end. But on my end, it didn't cost me anything other than about a 10-day standstill on the build, because we couldn't proceed on the interior until we located this leak, made the repair, and then pressure tested the plumbing system throughout the rest of the house to ensure there was no more leak. Therefore, I couldn't proceed with the insulation and other interior parts of the house. The next part is spray foam insulation. Couldn't proceed with that until we made sure the plumbing system was leak free. So in the end, it just costed me a 10-day standstill on a build that I was trying to finish in 60 days. This is only my second home build, and I'm learning as I'm going, and I didn't know what was gonna happen. In the end, I kind of like when problems like this happen. Like, honestly speaking, I wouldn't go back, even if it did cost me some money, because this is when I learn the best. I don't have a mentor. I don't rely on other people's experience and expertise for me to do my projects. I literally do everything trial and error, and I like to learn the hard way. I like when problems happen, because when a problem happens, and especially when it costs me money and I pay for it out of my hard-earned money out of my pocket, I'm guaranteed I don't make that mistake again. So that's just how I prefer to learn. But specifically on this mistake that happened on the build, I learned that I need to pressure test the plumbing system before the concrete foundation prep work starts, which we did that. I need to pressure test it during the concrete prep work. I was actually out of town when this happened. I was on a little vacation, so I wasn't able to do that. And then most importantly, after the concrete prep work is all done, before they pour in the concrete to make it a permanent foundation, I also need to make sure that the foundation or the plumbing system is pressure tested then as well, because if it fails a pressure test before you pour in the concrete, obviously there's a leak, and that's going to have to cause you to cut open the concrete foundation slab. Make sure this never happens to me again. Told y'all I built this bitch. So it's day about 32 of the build, probably about two and a half weeks before we actually get to install the flooring. But of course there's a lead time with the material. So now I'm about to try to calculate exactly how much tile and how much LVP luxury vinyl plank is needed for this house, so I can place that order. Minus 110, 975. Okay, so I got the totals. We need 800 square foot of LVP and 1,300 square foot of tile. That is calculated using a little bit extra material for waste, because of course the contractors are gonna make cuts, so it might be a couple broken pieces. Yeah, so you gotta add in extra material, you gotta buy extra to account for that. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna do all tile on this bottom floor, and as of right now, I believe we're gonna put tile coming up this wall. There'll be a metal handrail, but right here will be LVP. So tile on this wall. This will be the start of the luxury vinyl plank. I'm trying to build these houses as indestructible as possible because tenants will be here. Tile, you can't mess up tile. You can't break tile, it's like concrete. So that's a good choice of flooring for a rental there. And then for upstairs, we're gonna be doing LVP, which LVP is waterproof, scratch proof. You kind of can't mess it up. In the instance it was to get really wet, you could take it back up, do the repairs, put it back. And then for the upstairs, we're gonna put LVP in all of the bedrooms. So they're coming into the master bedroom, still be all in the master bedroom. But for the bathrooms, we're gonna start back with that same tile. So we're gonna put tile through the master bathroom and through the master closet. Also, we're gonna put that same tile matching on these 3 walls. There'll be a tub here, a big tub. It'll go on those 3 walls. And then for the other part of the other side of the upstairs will be LVP all on the flooring for the bedrooms, for this little closet, this bedroom, that closet. But again, starts a bathroom. We will do the same tile. We'll start back coming through the Jack and Jill bathroom on the floors, as well as we will put that same tile on the walls for the Jack and Jill bathtub. Now we got the square footage of how much tile we need. We can take that square footage to the flooring supplier and they will be able to calculate exactly how many pieces of each material we need, and we can order the flooring material. So let's go to Floor and Decor. Okay, let's go choose the tile, choose the LVP, spend some money. All right, so here's the tile we're gonna use. It's huge, 30 inches by 59 inches. So 2.5 feet by 5 feet. Large format tile, big tile. It says porcelain. I don't really know the difference between porcelain and ceramic. Matches the exterior look. It's gonna be a modern tile, and it is $3.99 a square foot. Yeah, so now let's get the LVP. Okay, so here's the LVP. $1.99 a square foot in comparison to $4.99 a square foot. Also, LVP is cheaper to install. So this is the LVP. It'll go on the stairs and then the upstairs bedrooms and closets and hallways, like I said. So now we got the material selected. Let's go order it. So this is called Schluter. It's like a trim for tile to like finish it off. So basically, if you have a piece of tile on the wall, you just don't have an open edge. Instead, you can put this piece up to it and it finishes it off. So the tile will go like right there. You have a finished edge. And this stuff is extremely expensive. I'm pretty sure like one of these pieces is like 25 bucks. So let me see how many I need. Okay, so we just went and tried to actually place the order, and this is the tile we wanted. And basically she said they have material, but since it's such a large quantity, they would have to order it from the distribution center, and the distribution center 6 months out. And what they have now, it's not all like made, it's not the same batch that was made at the same time. So if they sell us like different batches together to meet the square footage I need, it would not match. So can't get that one. There's a couple over here. Let's go take a look at. So we got the tile situation figured out. They didn't have that, long story short. So this is the one we're gonna end up going with for all of the tile in the house. She said go with cobblestone. So that'll be the grout. It'll be, you know, relatively similar color. So we got all the material taken care of for the most part. There will be a thing or two that we'll have to come back and get whenever the day gets closer for the install, like the trim for the tile, but that'll amount for less than 200 bucks. So as of now, the total for the material right there, $7,678.55. Yeah, we'll have to add in maybe 100 or 200 bucks for the trim, but then again, we'll have probably 300, 400, 500 bucks in return. So we got that on order. They said it'll be here in 7 to 10 days, and that should be right on time because we'll be ready for the tile installation. Should be ready for the tile installation in about 10 to 12 days. So got all that taken care of. Let's go handle the rest of the build. All right, so today is day 42 of the build, August 29th, about 10 in the morning. And we just started hanging the drywall, so let's go check out the progress of the build. Right here, we have a fucking fiasco going on with a hole in the concrete. That's exactly what you plan for whenever you're building a house, you know, just want to cut open the foundation. So you've probably already seen that video, but anyways, if you haven't, go check that out. It's on my channel already. Here's the status of the bottom floor. We just yesterday got it all spray foam insulated, and they're starting installing the drywall upstairs, so let's go check it out. Super tall guy. Watch. So, guess we'll stop right here first. Burra, ¿tú instalar otra madera o no? ¿Tú sabes instalar? Okay, yo hablo con Manuel. Okay, muy bien. This framer here, he installed these rough openings. This is a rough opening for a pocket door. So there'll be a door right here that slides into the wall. And my carpenter came by to install these, which is the actual pocket door slots or whatever. And whenever he went to install it, you have to install this so then the drywallers can install drywall on the outside. The framers did not cut the correct rough opening, so it wouldn't fit. So the framers are back, getting that addressed. So then we can install the pocket door, whatever you call this piece, and then drywall can get installed on top because that has to be done for the drywall to get installed. As you can see, we've already started installing, hanging the drywall. Hanging the drywall is the first step of the drywall installation process. They actually take the sheets, like this fella here. They take the sheets, put it on the wall. They use a nail or two to hang it up there, and then they screw it all in. You see here's all the screws. So that's the first step, is hanging the drywall. That'll take probably 2 days to hang all the drywall in this house. And then another drywall crew will come in and they will putty all the nails or the screws, and then they will tape and float all the seams. So overall the drywall process will probably be about 5 days for this build, give or take. And it helps that it's hot, it'll help cure the mud and whatnot. So anyways, that's a status so far. Told y'all I built this bitch. All right, it's 8:03 in the morning and the flooring material supplier has just arrived. There's only one problem. That is, I have no clue where they're going to set this material because we have this big ass dumpster in the driveway. So I spoke with the delivery driver when I got here, and luckily he had a little more imagination than I had. He's parked over there. He decided to come on this vacant lot, somebody else's property. Come right here. And he's gonna drop it right here in the front. So, all the material is here. We got the LVP, the tile, another pallet of tile, the bull nose for the LVP, which just goes on the stairs, grout, mortar, and 2 tubes of this silicone sealant. I'm already fucking paying you way too much anyway. All right, so it's day 3 of the drywall part of the build. In the first 2 days, they got all the drywall hung. As you can see, all the drywall's up. And now, Luis, Super Luis Professional, is putting the corner beads. We're going with plastic corner beads. And then they're also putting the tape and float. So right here, they've already did all the taping right here. You see, they did all the taping at all the seams. They put this tape, this wet tape, and it sticks down. And once it dries, they come back with the mud and they mud all of the screws and they re-mud this. They do like several layers and they put a layer, let it dry, put a layer, let it dry, put a layer, let it dry. And then eventually they have that built up a couple layers and they sand it down where it's perfectly smooth. Then we'll just have to do the texture and the drywall will be done. So it's kind of starting to look like a house now. This is when it kind of starts to all come together. That first part of the build, once it's like after the installation done, is like, okay, that's like the real construction part. This is kind of like the finishing part where it really starts to look good. They should be having 1 more day of tape and float and sanding, and then Saturday, which will be day 5, should be the last day, they'll be applying the texture. All right, today's September 3rd, day number 47 of the home build. That means I actually have 13 days left on this home build, and this is what we look like. This is the garage, got this issue going on. Drywall's just got textured. Got a long ways to go, but it's the first day of the tile install. But we're installing the 24-inch by 48-inch tile, large format tile. They started this morning, I think about 8 or 9, and right now it's maybe about 3:30 or 4. Let's check out the master bath. No progress here. 2 guys installing downstairs, and this fella here installing in the Jack and Jill. Here's the update. Oh, it looks good. This is the Jack and Jill bathroom where we'll be putting the tile on the flooring in here, and also on the shower tub combo up the walls. One thing that I did talk to them and find out earlier, this tub is a 6-foot tub, big tub. You see this one is open. I don't have framing where they could install the hardy and then install the tile. I'm gonna have my framer come back and put some framing here, and then we're going to install maybe just a piece of quartz over the top of this lip right here. Maybe a white piece, I'm not sure what we'll do. But anyways, just a slab of quartz right there. Anyways, that's the update on the tile. Day 1, it's going good. Hopefully the tile takes maybe 3 to 4 days, and that would keep us on track to finish it in time. So, all right, it's day 49 of the build, and we're starting the day here at Floor and Decor. Maybe, I think I got 11 pieces of broken tile. Kind of felt stupid loading these things up because a lot of them are like in literally crumbles. But they said if you load them up in your truck, bring them up here, we'll replace them with the new ones. I'm picking up 11 new pieces, and then also Floor and Decor still owed me 26 pieces that they didn't deliver with the original delivery. Once I get these pieces, we'll go back to the build and show you the progress on all the tile from the day 1 install. We'll pick it up right there. Compa, ¿es bien por caminar aquí? Ah, damn. So it looks like 90% of the bottom floor is finished. I think they were able to knock out a lot of this real fast yesterday because it's all open and there's not too many cut. Whereas you see where he's working now around this wall in that little bathroom, there's gonna be a lot of cuts, so it's probably gonna take them a lot longer. Let's go check out upstairs. Okay, yeah, pretty sure they finished this yesterday. So here's the Jack and Jill bathroom, all the way finished. Flooring's finished, walls are finished. Look at this gap, my finger. So what happens is, you know, the concrete people pour the slab and they make sure, you have to make sure the slab is super square. And then once the slab is poured, the framers frame the outside walls off of the slab. So therefore, those walls are automatically going to be square because the foundation was square. But all of the other interior walls that come off, like this little 2-foot wall, the interior walls, all the other walls that come off, it's up to the framer to make them square with their square and their math and whatever. And they I've seen them pop these walls up in 30 seconds. Cut, nail, done. You know, they're working so fast, so they're not gonna be perfect, and it is what it is. So this wall is not square, so now we have this big gap. What I'm going to do is the drywall guy is going to put the same drywall mud in this gap. We'll cover this, and it'll just, instead of having a big gap, it'll just look like a white wall is just a little bit thicker right here. I think it won't be noticeable to most people. So this is a Jack and Jill bathroom, 100% complete. Let's go check out the master bath. So here's the master bath. Looks like I just got started on the prep, putting in the hardy board. This is fiber cement board. I don't really know why you need fiber cement board, to be honest. I think you need it for maybe water protection, but also it gives the mortar a very good surface to adhere to in comparison to drywall. To be honest, don't hold me to that. He's also gonna put a hardy board on the floor. Full day of work of tile here. We should be able to finish all the tile work today and then grout all the tile tomorrow. So there's the progress on the tile. Drywall is not that interesting, but nevertheless, it's finished. So here's the finished product of the drywall. Saturday, they sanded everything to get it perfectly smooth. And then also Saturday, they sprayed in the texture, which I was out of town. But you can see the texture. I decided to go with a very light texture. There's all kinds of different textures you can get. The most famous is probably the orange peel or knockdown. This right here is just a very light orange peel. I would prefer to do like a level 5 finish, but that level 5 finish could have cost anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, maybe $2,500 in extra labor of them making the level 5 is perfectly smooth. It's ideal for like a modern or contemporary house. But since this is a rental property, it's good to have a little bit of texture like this because you know the tenants are going to hit the wall when they're cleaning the floors or hit it with their table or whatever the case may be, hit it with a chair, and this texture will kind of cover up the imperfections or the damage they do. Another day on the tile, tomorrow we'll grout it, and then drywall and tile will all be complete. Told y'all I built this bitch. Last day of the tile work, and right now the guys are doing the grout. Look right here. New grout, no grout, has grout, no grout, has grout. They'll get the floors perfectly clean, like brand new. And then we're gonna be putting down a paper and tape for future protection. Basically, I'm trying to build this house in 60 days, which is pretty fast, I would think. I didn't really have time to search and find a tile subcontractor. So I found this guy and I got him to come look at the tile job, and he gave me a price. And turns out after he'd already started the job, no big deal, I'm gonna pay him what I agreed to pay him. But when I crunched the numbers, it came to me that I'm not getting screwed, I'm just really overpaying for what I know I could be paying. So that means I'm paying about $2,000 extra out of my pocket to this guy, which he did a good job and I agreed to do it, so I'm gonna pay him obviously, but I know I overpaid on the tile, so that sucks. So whatever the numbers are on this, just know I overpaid. But ultimately, my takeaway is that, yeah, I didn't have the time and stuff, but the way I live my life, I know it's a little random, the way I live my life, I like to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. You know, that's how I learn. I built the first house ever without any mentorship, without any advice from anyone. I built the house, I made mistakes, I learned from them. I don't make the mistakes again. Here, I overpaid on tile labor, and I bet you I won't do that again because now I know what tile labor rate should be. Maybe in about another 2 hours, I'll have everything grouted. We'll show you the finished product, and then they'll cover it up so we can proceed with the build. All right, so all the tile installation is complete right now. The guys are mopping, getting everything perfectly clean. We're doing the tour right now because very shortly it'll all be papered over. So right now they're just sweeping here downstairs. That bottom installation's all finished. We're gonna be covering it with this thick paper, durable paper, because after this we still have interior paint, carpentry, all kinds of stuff, electrical, plumbing. With all that said, we're covering it so when those people come in here, there's not gonna be any damage here on the tile. I think it looks great. Big tile, looks like kind of like concrete look, real contemporary. The installers did a great job, as they should have. But everything looks great downstairs. Let's check out the upstairs. So upstairs, here's the tile in the Jack and Jill bathroom. Perfect install, I would say. Looks fantastic. No lips or anything like that. There's some pros. So did it on all the flooring in this Jack and Jill shared bathroom area. Then also we did it here on the shower tub combo. Looks great. Not exactly 100% finished. Got some blue taped areas they're going to address. And then this bathroom will all be finished, but for the most part looks perfect. Let's go check out the master bedroom. So here's the master bedroom. Yeah, so we did all of the flooring in the master bathroom and closet. This is all tile. And we did, of course, tile on the shower tub combo. We will be putting a slab of white quartz right here that'll match the tub, so that'll finish that off. Ultimately, I would like to do like tile on all the walls, or at least like 2 main walls of the shower of the bathroom, but of course since it's a rental, we're not gonna be doing that, just to kind of minimize costs. But overall, the tile installation went perfect. Not too many problems really. The installers did a great job and the finished product turned out perfect. Now the guys are finishing up, covering it with paper. Tomorrow we will be installing LVP on the stairs and then also in the bedrooms and in this little hallway area. So we'll pick it up then. How's it going, Juan? Can I walk up here? We got a little problem. I'm going to, I guess to start, I'm gonna go turn the water on. Yesterday, the tile guys broke a water line apparently. So let me go turn the water on, see if I can find it. All right, I'm kind of running now because it might be going everywhere. Oh, fuck. I hear it. Fuck. Fuck. I didn't even have to see it. I fucking heard it going everywhere. I guess hopefully it went in the fucking tub. The fuck they do that? Ah, fuck. Yeah, that'd be a problem. Okay. Problem is this. Is the motherfucking spout, spigot, fucking extension piece, I don't know, it's inside. It's broken. So that's a little problem. Either way, okay, water's turned off, we'll have to get that fixed. But here's an update on the LVP. This is the progress so far in the master. It's only like 10, maybe 9 o'clock in the morning. It's the same LVP product that I installed in the last house. Should take 1 day on the full LVP install. Yeah, we're about to go look at some countertops and do some other stuff. We'll show back up whenever they finish. Fucking gonna pick all this fucking trash up. By far, single-handedly, no question, the worst part of this motherfucking home build. Fuck that. That ain't nothing compared to that stupid Chevy, dude. Fucking bullshit. Fucking idiot contractors. I don't want to fucking knock somebody out. But I guess it's my fault because I could have fucking told them, hey, close the door, you dumb fucking idiot. So, fucking day ruiner. All right, it's 2:45 in the afternoon, and the installers have already installed all of the luxury vinyl plank here in the house. So I decided to install this LVP in the upstairs bedrooms and then right here down the stairs. You know, I did that because I wanted tile all downstairs, and also I wanted tile in the upstairs bathrooms because tile is what I prefer. And just to save a little bit of money, we went with that like neutral looking LVP. This is going to be a rental property. I could have went with tile everywhere, but ultimately that would have been too expensive. Okay, so finally the drywall, the tile, and the LVP are all complete for this home build. I think it covered maybe 10 days of the home build, this video did. And now I'm going to tell you exactly how much everything cost. So the drywall trade took 5 full days, and the material cost a total of $3,700. Labor to hang all that drywall, tape and float that drywall, and texture that drywall cost me $5,225. So that makes the grand total for the drywall trade $8,925, which seems surprising because there's a lot of drywall in there. Now for the tile cost, the tile material cost $8,485. The labor to install all that tile, grout it, clean it, cover it, and everything cost $7,230. And the installers took 3 full days to finish that trade. So the tile total for this build was $15,715. Next and last is the LVP cost. The LVP material cost $2,195. The LVP labor cost $1,560. I think I overpaid by about $400, but it's all right. So the total for the LVP flooring was $3,755. I think it came out to like 760 square foot of LVP and 16 stairs. So with that said, we have 9 days left in the build challenge, and we still have the driveway, all the carpentry, cabinets, interior doors, countertop, interior paint, landscape, finish plumbing, finish electrical, finish HVAC. So we got a bunch of stuff still to do in just 9 days. I think we'll finish. I'm not sure what y'all think. Everybody doubted me in the beginning, but yeah. Told y'all I built this bitch. All right, so we're pulling up to the first countertop contractor's place. So I have 2 options on the countertops. One option is go with a guy like this. His name's Kevin. He has a little shop, or actually a pretty big shop with a little yard. He has his kind of own supply of countertop material. He has his own crews and whatnot. He has a pretty established deal where he will supply the material, he'll do the fabrication, and then he'll also do the installation. I know he has pretty good prices because he works for some production builders like I do with my roofing company, so he already has some good prices. I used him on the last house. He's done a very good job, but that's one option. Buy someone who does the material and the labor, turnkey, everything, don't have to worry about anything. My other option that I'm going to be exploring is just hiring a guy. I met this guy maybe about 3 weeks ago, and he doesn't have a shop. He just has a truck and some tools where I purchase the material and then he goes and picks it up in his truck, fabricates it, and installs it like that. I'm going to get prices from both. That way I can see, you know, maybe this guy just has good prices and that's best case scenario. Or maybe this guy's going to be $1,000 or $2,000 more expensive, and I could save that if I go purchase the material and go with the other fella that doesn't have quite the operation that this guy does. So that's the two options I have. There's kind of the benefits to it. I'm looking for black countertops for the island, white thin countertops for the vanities. Yeah, we'll just have to see what he has. But let's go check it out. That's fun. All right, so I think what I want to do is the white thin stuff on the vanities, and then for the kitchen, I want to do the waterfall island like last time. But I think I want to do black, all black there. So show me.
There's a slab.
What would cause
a scratch?
What would cause that scratch?
Well, it's anybody. So anything that if somebody dragged something across it, it's just something to watch.
So like normal wear and tear might be a scratch after.
It's gonna be fine. Just gotta like you're gonna rent it, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta watch your renters.
Could happen.
Could happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good color. Can you show me something that kind of looks like gray concrete-ish, kind of like the floor?
You don't see a lot of solids.
Oh, I
a
see.
lot of solids.
Yeah, I got you. You see this guy, he has his own, all his kind of own material. So he can handle everything turnkey. I don't have to do anything but say, I want that, and then the job's done. And he does a good job on the installation and everything, so that's it. Perfect. Okay. I'll tell you, yeah, I started building this house, and I film everything. And the thing I'm doing for this house, I'm trying to finish it in 60 days. And next Friday is the 60th day. So there's been one or two things that have been cut it close, but so that's why I'm like, finish Friday.
Just send me something.
Okay, I'll send that.
Send me something quick. I'll give you a price.
Yeah, I'll for sure send that to you this afternoon. That's it?
Cool. Yep.
All right, appreciate it. Be in touch.
Yep.
All right, good. I'm gonna go in the store and see what to do. I guess we probably just walk around and look at what they got, but I'll go inside and see what they say. Hi. I guess I just wanted to look at what y'all have, I guess. So, how's it work? Do I kind of just go out there and walk around and look?
Yeah, let me get you to sign to that binder first.
All right. All right. Okay, perfect. I'll go take a look. Thank you. Look at this. They got a big selection here. Oh, that's a cool black. It just has, the other guys had specs. This one just has a couple lines. That's the same one that he had with some specs. I think we're gonna go with black after thinking about it. Fucking shoe. Oh, all right. We got it priced out for this place to supply the material. $1,900. That's for 4 slabs of quartz, 2 slabs of the 2 cm thin stuff, and 2 slabs of the black thick stuff. So $1,900 for the material. I've already been quoted $3,200 for the fabrication from one guy. So I already know, based off of going this route, I would probably pay about $5 grand for the countertops. I'm gonna get a couple more prices before I make the decision, obviously, and we'll check back in on the day we're installing the cabinets and countertops. Told y'all I built this bitch. All right, so it's like day 51 of the build. Got the carpentry material all delivered, and tomorrow the carpenters are gonna show up to install this in the cabinets. And the problem is they usually use the front yard to work, but we're gonna be pouring the driveway concrete there tomorrow with steps, so they can't use that. So they're gonna have to use the garage, but if I left it like this before they showed up tomorrow, they would likely fucking leave and say, oh, we ain't got no room to work. So I'm gonna cover this holes up a little bit, and they'll have to use this area. And they can't go home because we only got 9 days left to finish the building. So let's get to work. Ah! All right. All right, so this is good enough to where now I think I can use 80% of this area to work, just not this. Obviously it's in the way, but you know how carpenters are. Fucking the women of the construction industry. So we'll get the carpentry started tomorrow. Fucking crying because they don't want to help put it in. Nobody, they all just want to show up with the material fucking right there for them to go like this and install it. Like, I said, oh, come help. And so, you want to help? ¿Quieres ayudar or no? Yes. Yeah, right. Mama's way. Oh yeah. All right, I think like 8 days left in the build, something like that. As you saw, we just unloaded all the cabinets. My carpenter could have assembled them, but it would have took him like a whole extra day, and he didn't have time, so dale. I had the company assemble them, and since they assembled them, I had them delivered instead of going to pick them up because I couldn't fit them all in my truck, and they don't have a team to like unload them in the garage, which is a joke. So I had to ask my guys to help me unload them. That took maybe 10 minutes. It wasn't too fun. So anyways, I allotted for 2 days on the carpentry, which will be the cabinets, interior doors, and then like trim, baseboards and stuff. And he said that they can probably knock out all of the cabinets, everything I just said, in 1 day. So maybe by the end of the day, they'll have most of the carpentry done. The only problem is I did not do my job as my responsibility as a builder is to check and make sure everything's correct. Whenever they frame the house, I didn't make sure that all the interior door rough ends were correct. So I ordered 4 doors that don't fit. Instead of like paying my framer to come out and cut open the drywall, reframe this door opening, and then my drywall guy to come back and repair all the drywall, which probably in the end would have cost me like 500 bucks. I just ordered like $700 worth of doors to avoid any delays and whatnot. But ultimately yeah, it falls on my shoulders and my responsibility, but ultimately the damn architect that I paid $7,000 for the plans did not list the door sizes on the plan. So it's his fucking fault. I don't want to use them again. Fuck them. I could have been avoided if I were to check the rough ends whenever they frame the house. Here's the cabinets. You can see right here. So it's going to be a combination of this wood grain look, and then also right here is the black cabinet. That's an update. The carpenters have gotten started. We'll check back in at the end of the day when there's actually some work done. All right, it's 3 o'clock on the carpentry install day. Here's some progress on the cabinets. We got the wood grain look ones going along the wall, and then we're gonna do a black island, and I think we're gonna do black countertops on each. And then over here, we got a couple of the doors installed. Here's the powder bath, here's the utility room. Here's what the door's gonna look like. Just a smooth panel, solid door. Got the casings in, so making progress. 3 o'clock, got maybe they're gonna work another 3 hours. It's 3:05. I have to drive 45 minutes into Houston to get a couple more pieces that I left off the order. Then I'll come back. Hopefully they'll have 99% of it done and we'll start interior paint tomorrow. Told y'all I built this bitch. Today, interior, we're starting the interior paint. So some of the painters are here caulking the baseboards and caulking all the trim and whatnot. They're gonna be prepping for the paint. And over the next 3 days, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they're going to be doing the interior paint, and they should finish about 90% of it. It's not going to be too transformational because the drywall is already white and textured, as you can see, so whenever they paint, it's not going to be like that big of a deal. So we're not going to film too much of it, but in between now and then, we got to deliver and install the 4 missing doors that I ordered incorrect sizes for, then we'll finish the interior paint. And that's the update for day 53. Hey, y'all fucking weirdos, don't be coming on my fucking property, okay? Because I keep the thing on me. You're taking a risk walking over here. Look, buddy. Fucking idiots. Don't come on my shit. September 13th, so I guess like day 57. And right now, we're installing the countertops. They started installing about 9:30 this morning. Right now it's 12 o'clock. I think only about an hour left. Let me give you all an update on the countertop. So we shopped for countertop. Remember, I went by one guy's shop. He had a little selection. Then I went by the big supplier. They had a big selection. Long story short, I sent the installer to pick up the black slabs of countertop from the big supplier. That's who I originally was gonna go with. And they went 2 days in a row to 2 separate locations. And I think there was like 7 black slabs and I only needed 2. Every single one had a scratch on them. So I ended up paying like 200 bucks just for the installer to drive back and forth to find out. Black ones had scratches on them. So in order to finish the build in 60 days, and you know, it is what it is, I had to choose a different color. And this is the color I ended up going with. It's this like gray color, kind of similar color to the flooring. So hopefully it just kind of blends in with the flooring and it doesn't contrast too much. That's the the hope. I'm yet to go in there and really see. I ended up going with the first contractor that had a little shop, and I selected this from one of his available colors. So let's go check it out inside and see what they look like. Chaba! It's in your way?
No, no.
It's okay? Okay, you're good. Oh yeah, they look good. They kind of match. I think once they're clean. Yeah, we kind of got lucky because he didn't have that too big of a selection, but I mean, it's like 98% match, so I'm happy with it. So we did, this is the kitchen. We did a waterfall here, so the countertops go down each side. That right there, it is a lot extra on the fabrication and also on material, but more so the labor because they have to make this cut right here. It's a 45-degree angle and there's more material and it's pretty tedious. That cost right there is probably like $1,000 extra bucks just to do the waterfall. Looks like they got maybe half of the kitchen done. I'm sure they're doing the vanities. Let me see. Right here we got one of the vanities installed. Also the countertop contractor is the one who installs the countertops, and then also they hang the sinks. Here's the sinks that I'm doing. They are just normal white sinks that are undermount. They get kind of sucked up and glued to the bottom of the countertop. So here's the one. I'm doing the same one for all the vanities. That's the bathroom vanity. And then here's the sink I'm doing for the kitchen. Stainless steel because all the appliances are stainless steel. The faucet will be stainless steel, big sink. And that one will be an undermount to the bottom of the countertop as well. I bet they still have another hour or two, and then we'll pick it back up and show the full finished product on the carpentry, the cabinets, of course, the interior doors, and the countertops once they're all finished. Okay, so all of the carpentry and countertops are finished. I ended up going with this gray countertop material in the kitchens and then white countertops in the bathrooms on the vanities, and I think they turned out really good. Went with the waterfall island on both sides here. I'm pretty sure I paid anywhere from probably $700 to $900 extra just for this waterfall feature on the island. And then here we also did gray countertops on the back cabinets, as well as this 4-inch backsplash. And that backsplash kind of serves the purpose of, you know, whenever you're getting food and water and stuff, spilling stuff, it keeps it and protects the wall in the back and gives you a surface to clean up against too. They look great, quartz countertops. And for the cabinets, here they are. They are the, I think they're called frameless, European style frameless cabinets. They're prefab cabinets. That means prefabricated, where I purchased them from a supplier. They assembled them and then delivered them to the job site, where all my guys had to do is take them, hang them on the wall, level them, screw them in. And they're a really actually high quality product. They have soft closed doors, so the door's not just gonna slam whenever you close it. Pretty sleek looking cabinets. Went with this gray wood grain along the back on the bases. And then for right here, I went with black, but I fully intended on doing a blackout countertop with black right here, black on the front. Wasn't able to do that, but overall I think it still looks good. Here's the handles, these gray handles here. Look pretty good, kind of sleek looking. And that's the cabinets. Let's go look at some interior doors. So here are the interior doors along with the door trim and whatnot. Carpentry kind of gets not too interesting in the door trim and the baseboards and all that. It's not that interesting, but we just went with 1x4 door trim. And then the interior doors are a smooth panel, kind of sleek design, modern looking interior door. They have a hollow core. That means there's nothing inside, it's just hollow inside, but it's for a rental property, so I'm not gonna pay for solid core doors for a rental investment property. But they do look good. They match the kind of modern style of the house. And then for the baseboards here, I just went with a 1x6. This is pine, 1x6 pine baseboard. And for the most part, that makes up all of the carpentry. Well, besides the pantry. We have the pantry here and then one linen closet where the carpenter installed shelving. Just try to, it's a small pantry, but I think it's efficient, honestly, for how small it is. The carpenter did, the only bad thing he did is he busted up a bunch of the drywall whenever they were installing the doors and stuff, made a bunch of damage on the drywall, so I had to get that touched up. And the last part of the carpentry is the closet. So here's the master closet. Decent size storage. I went with metal handrails here, so they'll be a little stronger instead of going with the wooden dowel rods that bend whenever you put a bunch of clothes on there. Also went with some upgraded black hangers That way I just don't have any problems with these shelves in the future. And then instead of putting hanging rods here, I put some shelves here for storage. Maybe not the best design, not a closet designer, but it's okay. And let's go look at the other closets. Here is just a little basic linen closet where I put in some wood shelves. You can put blankets or towels or whatever you want to put in there. And here is guest closet number 1. Got some shelves, 2 hanging rods. Here's one where you can hang some longer clothes. And here's the smallest guest closet, kind of same design, shelves, hanging rods. And that makes everything for the carpentry. So for the cost for the countertops and for the carpentry, here are the numbers. The countertops, I paid one contractor to supply the material and labor, turnkey, and that cost was $6,100 for the quartz countertops. Next, the cabinet material, which is everything I ordered pre-assembled for all the cabinets and for all of the vanities, cost $7,813. All of the interior doors, I think there was like 12 interior doors, cost $2,975 for material only. And then all of the baseboard material and shelving material cost $1,870. I paid one carpenter to install all the cabinets, hang all the interior doors, and install the baseboards and the shelves. And that contractor, I paid $2,350 in labor. So that wraps up the carpentry and the countertops. Fucking stupid contractor. Yeah.
His star, you going to be the more punch?
You think?
Yeah.
For sure?
For sure.
You want to wait?
I'm here.
¿Cómo pagar por extra?
One was, okay, let me 300, 200, just pay his day. How much work?
Yes, I was just meeting with the drywall contractor. We did the drywall, and then the tile contractor came, and the tile guy was fucking hitting the drywall on the fucking wall, putting holes everywhere. Yeah, he's got quite a bit of touch-ups to do. Right, he'd say it would take about a half a day, and I'm paying like $200-300. But it is what it is. Part of construction, stuff that you don't really budget for. Got to be done. So he's doing that. Right now, we're actually doing the driveway. They already started doing some of the grading with the mini excavator. They are digging out the, I think you call it the head wall. Whatchamacallit, that driveway down there, you can see the head wall. This is the culvert right here. That black pipe is the culvert. Some people, they just pour the driveway right on top of the culvert without doing like a head wall or any like real structural enforcing deal to keep the driveway from washing out. We're gonna put a nice head wall in there. It costs, I don't know, maybe an extra $1,000 or something, $2,000 to frame it up and pour strong concrete there. Let's see what they're talking about. Un problema es no puerta.
Yeah, I know, this is what I told them if...
Basically what they're saying is the pipe is like, I don't know, 20 feet, and that last 1 foot is pretty weak. And on the last fucking driveway we poured, the contractor didn't do anything to enforce that. So that's like the weakest part of the pipe, because maybe it's where you connect another piece of the pipe. It's like the female end of the pipe. It's pretty weak. On the last driveway we poured, it collapsed because they pour all that concrete on top of it, and that's the weakest part of the pipe, so it collapsed. So right now he's talking about a way to keep that from happening, because the culvert's not exactly set directly straight with the driveway, which just learning from our mistake. Anyways, they're doing the prep work right now. They just did all the grading. For the driveway, my property line's right here. For 10 feet or 12 feet, I think it's 12 feet, we'll call it right here. It has to be completely flat with the road, because this is a floodway, and you can't do anything to obstruct the flow of water this way. So it has to be flat until right here, and then we can slope up into the garage, which isn't a big deal. So that's why it's gonna kinda, at the end, you'll see it has a pretty big slope. Right now they're just doing the dirt work, and then we're gonna start putting up the forms, and should be a 2-day job. You go? Told y'all I built this bitch.
This is the level right here, but the straight, right?
Yeah.
So this guy, he put the hoses with the water on it. They had to be at the same level. Like right now, they don't move.
Oh, level for the line right
Yeah,
there?
see?
But the line's right here, huh?
No, this one right here. Pick him up a little bit more. So if this guy pick him up, and the water go up over there. Look, see? This is like a more like old style with, you know what I mean? Like 90s or 80s or whatever. Cool.
How much are you selling that for?
you can go get it for fucking $10 or something like that.
No, he said that they usually use, like, I've seen a string level been used, so like a long piece of string with a little level on it. But he says they usually use a laser level, so a laser that shines like a perfect straight line. But they left that today, so they had to use that little water hose to figure out, because we needed the driveway to be level from the street, so they had to use that level to figure out the elevation. So that's pretty cool. All right, 5 o'clock, end of day 1 of the driveway prep, or the flat work prep. Here's all the forms. We got the head walls formed up on both sides of the culvert. We got the forms up for the driveway. Here's the concrete steps part. So there's gonna be a little sidewalk right here, and then there's gonna be a step here, and then there's gonna be another step right there. It's kind of off to the side, and there's gonna be another step right here leading into the front door. So kind of little different steps. I mean, obviously it's not 3 steps all symmetrical. I think it's gonna kind of look unique. One thing I do need to talk to him though, I don't know if we're gonna put concrete right here. There's 2 options, either put concrete right here or leave this open and put rocks and a big plant, a bigger rock or something, but I'll figure that out. So here's the driveway, there's a sidewalk and the steps. So far, the only problem that I know of today went really smooth. This clean out, the plumbers put this clean out directly in line with the edge of the driveway. So therefore I have to get the plumber back out here to move that. Probably need to move it over to like right here. We're not pouring the driveway tomorrow like we kind of planned. We're actually pouring it Saturday in 2 days. So I'll have time to get that moved. Looks like they didn't get the steps formed or the AC pad formed up. That's a wrap on day 1 prep. They're gonna be pouring in 2 days. Told y'all I built this bitch.
There's a 3,000 PSI. So there's very stronger concrete. Now we do it 3,000 PSI all the time for foundation, for flat work.
We said 10 yards?
Yeah, 10 yards in 1 truck.
10 yards in 1 truck?
Yeah.
So you think we can pour the whole thing in 1
No,
truck?
no.
So you'll wait to see it and say, hey, I need fucking this much.
Yeah, this is a good thing.
All right, it's September the 9th. That means we have 6 days left on the build. Saturday, about 10 in the morning. Right now we're pouring the driveway, as you can see. I think this is the first truck. I think it's 10 yards maybe. I may be wrong, but either way it's out. So we're gonna have to order a kicker, which is gonna be basically, instead of getting a full truck, we're gonna get a half truck or something like that to pour the rest of the driveway. We've got the steps poured right here going into the front. I think they're gonna look pretty cool. And then we'll have to use the rest of the concrete to pour the AC pad and the back steps on the back door. All right, looks like they're finishing up the forms for these back steps. Kind of looks funky the way they did it, but I mean, this is how it's supposed to be done. You just can't really tell until the concrete gets poured in there and it all levels out and they knock off the forms. But let me see, they're 1'10" because I only have 2 feet of room to mess with. So whenever you walk out, there's gonna be a handrail right here. Let's just hope whoever's walking down the steps ain't wider than 2 foot. You ain't gonna be able to fit. Ain't gonna be using the back door too often, but we ain't got the AC pad formed up yet. Driveway flat work day is going good. They should have everything poured probably here in about 2 hours once that other truck gets here. Then we'll just be putting a finish on it, knocking the forms off, and flat work will be done. All right, we got like 3 days left on the build. It's 12 o'clock on Wednesday, and Saturday is the last day that I have for the build challenge. We are starting the landscape. They tore down the silt fence and they're starting to put down this, I guess. I don't know, fuck, I guess I told him topsoil. I guess this is topsoil. What do y'all think? Does that look like fucking soil? I don't fucking know. But anyways, it is what it is. One problem I'm about to have to talk to him is we need 3 foot of natural ground. My property line runs right here. So another to about right here, all the way down my property line, it has to be like what they call natural ground, meaning it has to be flat. I mean, as you can see, this foot over here is a little bit higher. They didn't knock out enough dirt, so he's gonna have to fucking change it. So let's go talk to him. Woo! We're gonna fail.
Why?
3 foot of natural ground.
3 foot, that's right here.
3 foot on either side of the property line. My property is like right there. He's probably gonna be watching this video, but he did my last house. I don't know why, what's confusing. We have a drainage rule where you have to have 3 foot of natural ground. He already knew that. So now we got a fucking problem. Okay, so since it's a rental, we're gonna do very low maintenance because we all know renters ain't gonna do shit. So with that said, they ain't gonna water the lawn, they ain't gonna fucking pull weeds. So I'm doing everything low maintenance as possible. So of course for the yard itself, we're putting down like an inch or so of topsoil, and then we're just gonna lay St. Augustine sod because that's what's native, the most popular here in the Houston area, does good in hot temperatures. And then we're gonna have 2 little landscape flower bed areas. This area, we're gonna put limestone rock, I'll show you in a second. And then, so we're gonna put a white rock and a big boulder right here. And then in this area is gonna be the second flower bed. We're gonna put more limestone rock and then 4 plants that I'll show you right now. So let's go check it out. That's, in summary, that's pretty much the whole scope of work for the landscape. Relatively simple. Here's the, ow, motherfucker. Okay, so here's the plants that I'm gonna be using. I forget the name of these. They're like kind of like part of the cacti family, meaning they're super durable. You know, cactus survive in the desert, so that's what I'm trying to prep for because tenants ain't gonna water nothing. So with that said, they should require very little water. Apparently they do pretty good in the winter when it gets cold. For the 2 months out of the year it does that. And then here's the limestone rock. This is maybe like probably on average like 2-inch limestone rock. I think the white color kind of goes with the house instead of doing like a brown river rock or something like that they have over on that house. That is the material, that's the scope of work. Other than that, they just had to clean up the ditch a little bit and do some grade work, maybe a couple hours of grade work to get everything fine-tuned because we do have a drainage inspection. Other than that, the landscape should take about 2 days to finish. Peace. I don't know if I can cut it before that. All right, it's like 9 in the morning. Probably looks like I just woke up because I kind of did. Got bedhead. I woke up this morning with day 59 of the build. Tomorrow's day 60. Tomorrow's the only paint touch-up day. Long story short, this is the electricity company called Entergy. And I'd been told they weren't gonna connect the power until Monday, which would be like day 62 of the build. So would I really have finished if they wouldn't have connected the power? I don't know. But I got a call this morning right after I woke up, and it was Entergy office lady. She said, hey, it's your lucky day. They're gonna be connecting the power as long as there's no lightning in the area. And they showed up, they're connecting the power. So that means we're at least on track to finish the build in 60 days as long as I can find a oven range somewhere local and go pick it up and install it, because the one they delivered, that Home Depot delivered this morning, was dented. So other than that, we're on track to finish. Told y'all I built this bitch. Okay, so the full concrete flat work, driveway, steps, everything is finished, as well as the landscape. So let's check it out. So here's the driveway. Looks perfect in my opinion. I know I got a lot of haters on TikTok saying, oh, yeah. The driveway looks great. Here it is. Well, first let's start back here. We talked about the culvert being a little off-centered to the left, that way. And it did happen to be off-centered a little bit. So the driveway is not perfectly straight, but you know, I learned from my mistakes. So next time I'll make sure to set the culvert straight. This one has a little curve to it, maybe like 4 inches where the driveway kind of goes to the right. Anyways, I don't think that really hinders the quality of the work and whatnot. It just has a little cut in it. So there's that. Next is these head walls. They did a great job, have everything walled up. So now when all this water comes running through this ditch, since this is a floodway right here on the street, sometimes the water levels during the flash floods do get above the edge of the concrete all down this street. It's very important to have good head wall protection here. Some of the neighbors who don't have it have washouts all under their driveway, and these guys did a great job with the head wall, got it all framed up and walled off. The culvert and driveway will be protected in this area during flash flood. So right here you can see we have a bunch of joints in here. It's this like decorative little deal right here where they put this little pattern on it and they finish the edge. It's called a picture frame, makes it look good. Next we got several joints in the concrete to protect it from busting and breaking. So if you didn't have this many joints in the concrete and you had a break, you would have to bust out a large section of the concrete to make the repair. Whereas here, if you have a break in the concrete, simply bust out this one little section, make it a lot cheaper repair. Here's the steps coming into the front door, kind of modern looking different steps. Instead of having some 3-foot wide symmetrical steps coming in, we have some like offsets going on, kind of makes it look cool. From here, obviously you say the landscape is done. We put in about 1 inch of topsoil, and then we put in this San Augustine sod, which is the most common grass type here in the neighborhood and here in Houston, Texas, really. St. Augustine or Bermuda, but I went with St. Augustine because it's what all the neighbors have. But one thing I did learn is that I'm pretty sure I need more like 3 to 4 inches of topsoil below the sod instead of like 1 inch of topsoil. So on my future builds, I'll make sure to bring in more topsoil to make sure this sod has the best possible chance to survive and thrive. So the grass overall looks good, happy with it. Here's the front landscape area. Like I said, to make this as low maintenance as possible, we got these cactus-like plants right here that hopefully withstand the Houston heat. But we got these 4 minimalist kind of designed plants, and then we have the limestone, about 2-inch limestone rock bed here. And also right here, we have another rock bed and a big, probably $300 rock. You know, those plants may have been $50 each, but I'll probably have to replace them at some point in the future, and I'm guaranteed I will never have to replace this rock. It'll be here forever. So maybe I'll get a return on the investment there, never have to replace it. That's kind of the front of the house. Let's go check out the back. So coming around the back here is the property. The property only extends from the back of the house to about right here. And this is all we have to work with. So we just put sod down right here, stopped it at my property line. Here's the back steps. The back of my other house, it's a little bit of a rig over there. I've got railroad tie step system with a retaining wall. So it's a joke. I learned from that experience, where this time I walled up the back of the foundation there so I didn't have to put a retaining wall. And then I just simply put some steps coming out of the back of the house. They're not the largest steps, but you know, when you come out of the house, you have a little handrail here. You have probably 2 feet 3 inches of room if you're 28 inches wide. Maybe just use the front door, I don't know. The steps turned out good. Grass, it's all right. Here's the pad for the AC unit. I've already kind of gotten roasted in the comments for this, but you learn from your mistakes. That's all I do. I trial and error. I ain't got someone out here telling me how to build the house. It's my second home build. I'm learning and building as I go. What I did was, here's the pad that the concrete contractor poured. And yes, it is an upgrade. It is better than just a little thin slab provided by the HVAC contractor. But the problem is, maybe it's the architect's fault, maybe it's my fault, but the AC unit not supposed to be placed in the corner, because this thing needs air circulation, and being stuck in a corner here, it doesn't get the most, I guess, available air to it to be able to do its job. So, you know, maybe I could have did a better job by pouring the concrete base a little further away from the house, maybe like right here, got a little further away from the house, give it more air. But anyways, just learn as I go. I'll do it somewhere else next time. And then here's the side of the yard. Just more grass. You'll notice, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but you should be able to tell that right here I'm standing in a low spot, and then the grade goes up to the sides of the houses, and that's because I just had to build the foundation up here because we're in a floodplain. But yeah, there's a little swell here that will allow water to drain out to the road. That is it for the driveway and landscape. Okay, so for the driveway and landscape cost, here are the numbers. The driveway cost $6,908, and I hired one turnkey contractor to handle all the material and all the labor. So the total cost, I paid $6,908, which I think I got a pretty good price. Next is the landscape. I paid $4,283.50. You know, I kind of trust that landscaper. He does a good job. He's dependable. I probably could have found someone to do a little bit cheaper, but at the end of the day, trying to build it in 60 days, build the house in 60 days, and did not have time to go out and search for another guy to beat the job by $200. So overall, I think he did a good job, and I like the design here. I think it hopefully should last a long time. The only bad thing about the landscape is I did not put in an irrigation system, sprinkler system, but a tenant is not gonna run the sprinklers, and that's just something that's gonna cause more maintenance in the future when those things break or whatever. And I know those repairs are pretty expensive. So that's the total cost for the driveway and landscaping. Told y'all I built this bitch. What's up, everybody? We're going to tour the house that I built in exactly 60 days. Okay, so if you're new here, my name's Case Robinson, and on July 18th of this year, I decided I was going to challenge myself to build this house from start to finish in under 60 days. Not really sure what the reason was behind that challenge. I thought maybe it would help me get me more views. Didn't really help in that regard. But anyways, I did it. I did build the house in 60 days. It's been maybe 2 or 3 weeks since the house was finished because I've been making a bunch of other content and getting all the other videos out. I built the house in exactly 60 days. On the last day, we finished at like 5 p.m. So let's check out the finished product. Right here is a 2-car driveway. I paid some extra money to get these nice head walls to protect the driveway from having a washout because we do have bar ditches with a culvert under it. All the water flows under the driveway, and those head walls will help support the driveway, keep it from any washout damage. Here's the front of the house. On my first home build, if you look over there, I actually did some brick and block masonry work on the front of the house and then hardy siding on the rest of the house. But on this home build, I decided to do it was actually James Hardy fiber cement siding. So I did no brick, no block, no masonry. I know a lot of the people in the comments state stuff like, oh, you got to use brick on your house to make it stronger. Well, here in Texas or here in most of America, brick and block on the exterior is only a decorative finish. It's not structural. It's not going to make the house any stronger. Here on this house, I went with all fiber cement siding. On the left side over here, I went with lap siding. We did that and painted it gray. It goes on all the other sides of the house. And then on this side of the house, I went with 4 foot by 8 foot tall panel siding. And I installed that on the top section right there, as you can see, and painted that white. And then down here on the bottom section, installed the same material, but painted it dark gray. For the roof, we have a black standing seam metal roof. I paid about 3 times more for that standing seam metal roof than what I would have did if I would have went with shingles. So I went with a big upgrade up there. Looks really good, makes the house stand out, adds a modern touch and feature to it, as well as black windows. Also went with black fascia and black soffit. So we have very contemporary black, gray, white to keep it a contemporary feel. Painted the garage door black, and then also went with a black front door. So here's the front entry into the house where we have some landscape items. I went with about a 2-inch, average of 2-inch size limestone rock with about a $300 rock feature here that should hopefully last forever. I don't know why it wouldn't. And then right here in this area, we have another rock bed. Don't know the names of these plants, but they're supposed to be like cactuses, so they should withstand the hot temperatures we get here in Houston for 9 months out of the year. And then hopefully they do okay in the winter when it gets cold. And then for the grass type, we did St. Augustine sod, the most common grass type here in the neighborhood and also here in Houston, Texas. It's been installed for about 2 weeks, and I think it's done a pretty good job, I think. You're supposed to be able to pick up the sod, and if the roots are sticking out below the sod, or like these right here, it's doing a good job. With that said, let's go check out the interior. So to start, I decided to go with an upgraded, about $2,800 steel and glass door in comparison to my first home build. If y'all haven't saw that build, then make sure to go check out those videos on my house. I recorded everything I did on my first home build. This is my second home build, but on this home build, you'll recognize I did quite a bit of upgrades. I did an upgraded front door, steel and glass front door, very good front door, in comparison to my first home build where I did about a $500 piece of crap front door. So happy with this upgrade here, very heavy duty. Right when you walk into the house, it's a pretty open concept house. So open concept kitchen, living room, and dining room downstairs. And then it is a 1,887 square foot house with an attached 448 square foot garage. And it has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. Overall, that's kind of a summary of the floor plan. When you walk in the front door, this area is going to be the living room. The TV will go on that wall, so a couch right here or whatever. Open concept kitchen right here right by the living room. We got a big island right here, 7-foot island with some quartz countertops, and did a matching panel right here that matches the rest of the cabinets back here. These are European style cabinets. I'm not sure why they're called European style, but that's just the name of the style. But they are frameless. Most cabinets have some sort of frame on here that sticks out. These are frameless cabinets. They're prefabricated, so I ordered them from the supplier already assembled, and my guys just unloaded them out of the truck and screwed them into the wall. Have soft close hinges. I'm happy with this product. I'll keep using them in the future. So really nice cabinets. And here in the kitchen, since this was originally planned to be a rental, I only went with 3 appliances. The tenant could supply the other appliances, or if I sold it, the buyer could supply the other appliances. I went with stainless steel appliances. I did a microwave here, range right here, and also did a dishwasher right here. For the kitchen sink and for the faucet, did stainless steel to match the appliances. I know on my first home build, I did it's called a vent hood right here. I did not put a cabinet or a microwave. Instead, I just did a vent hood, a little more upgraded deal, looks a little better, but overall I think this is such more of an efficient combination of having a little more storage and a built-in microwave right here. That's what I elected to do right here. Then here in the corner we have a pantry. Open the door, and it's a relatively small pantry, to be honest, but it's pretty efficient with the amount of shelving that is in there. Have quite a bit of storage. So there's a pantry, I guess call it a walk-in pantry. Then coming this way, refrigerator goes there. Coming this way is the dining area. One thing I did on this build, if you look up, I did all these LED disc lights, so they're like very thin, better technology than can lights, but I did disc lights all on the interior. On the last home build, I did like some pendant lights that hung down over the island, and then also here in the dining room, I did a big light that hung down right here. But on this home build, I did all LED disc lights. I didn't do any special lighting or any ceiling fans, because those things kind of just require maintenance, or fans are mechanical, they have moving parts, they break, and I didn't want to have to pay for any maintenance on those. These big lights that come down, you know, you have to replace light bulbs and stuff, and I didn't want to do that, so I just went with all disc lights. But this is the dining room area where you put a table and some chairs, eat your food. So open concept, living, dining room, kitchen area there. Coming this way, there's a half bathroom right here, a powder bath, somewhere to use the restroom, wash your hands. Like that powder bathroom, pretty convenient instead of having to go upstairs. And then here is the utility room where you can put your washer, dryer, wash your clothes, the shelf, put your all the detergent, somewhere to hang the clothes. So utility room downstairs. This is the back door to the house. Go out there and check that out here in a second. Then coming this way, also downstairs, is a storage closet. And I decided to kind of leave this open as much as possible for storage. Instead of walling this off, like most people would, I left it open all the way around the corner. So you can have extra storage of maybe another 10 square foot. If you live in a house, you probably know can't ever have too much storage. So good storage under the stairs. Coming into the garage, it's pretty echoey in here, talk quiet, but this is a pretty good sized 2-car garage. I think it's 22 foot by 20 foot at 448 square foot. Can definitely fit 2 good normal size vehicles in here. Maybe like 2 trucks probably could fit in here. So good garage, as well as I have a epoxy floor that I got for free, $0. It just cost me a big headache because we had a extremely big problem on the build where right where I was standing, we actually had to cut a hole into the garage floor to go down and fix a plumbing problem. We had to cut 2 holes. So if you haven't seen that video, then check that one out. It's on my channel about a big plumbing problem that happened here on the build. But since we had that problem, that contractor actually paid for me to get a epoxy coating on my garage floor to make sure all the floor matched. That's the garage. Happy with the garage. Let me say this, I also did all tile flooring downstairs. I paid quite a bit of a difference for the tile flooring. I wanted to do tile because I wanted the house to feel like luxurious, and I went with all tile flooring downstairs. It's probably like $7,000 or $8,000 more for the tile flooring. Whereas upstairs, I decided to do LVP, called luxury vinyl plank flooring, that just gets snapped together. It's a floating floor. It doesn't get glued down to the floor. It just snaps together, and since it's all locked in, it doesn't move and it doesn't come up. So luxury vinyl plank I did on the stairs and also upstairs in the bedrooms, and then tile everywhere else. So let's go check out upstairs right here, we have a custom fabricated steel handrail. Had a contractor come out here, take his measurements, and he completely custom fabricated, meaning all of these pieces were separate individual pieces where he assembled them, welded them together, and then painted it. So really good looking handrail right here. Cost me about $3,000, and that is on all of the stairs. That handrail comes all the way around and ties into the wall right here for safety. So whenever you come upstairs, if you take a right, you go into the master. If you take a left, you go into the other side of the house that has the 2 guest rooms and the Jack and Jill bathroom. So let's go check out the master. Coming through this door is the master bedroom. Pretty big master bedroom, I would say. I would call it an oversized master bedroom for only a 1,800 square foot house. So good size, got a good window right here looking out the front of the house. And so boom, big master bedroom. Coming into the master bathroom and master closet. So whenever you walk in the door, the closet is also shared by the bathroom. Here's the closet, walk-in closet with a relatively efficient design. Got some hanging rods, got some shelves. So good storage, as well as on this side is the bathroom with a toilet, some more European style cabinets for the vanity, white quartz countertops, big mirror, and then here is the shower tub combo. This tub is a foot longer than the one in the Jack and Jill bathroom. So this is a 6-foot tub where I did a tile wall on all 3 walls, which is pretty common nowadays. So that's the master suite. Let's go check out the other side. So right here, call it a loft. I'm not really sure exactly what it is. It's a small loft area. It's not funny, but actually what happened is this handrail was essentially supposed to carry on all the way to this wall, and that was all supposed to be open, which is right above the front door. So you'd walk in the front door, look up, and there'd be this big open feeling. What happened was, and this kind of happened a couple of times throughout the build. I built the home in 60 days, and I was making content, and I was also running my other business, had a bunch of stuff going on, and it caused me to overlook some of the problems or some of the changes that needed to be made. And one thing was, this was all supposed to be open, but instead, the framer did not frame it open. He closed it off and framed it to be floor right here. So with that said, I'm not really mad at the problem because I did get extra square footage, and in real estate, square footage is money. So I probably value square footage over the design feature of having that open. So I'm not too mad in the end. But yeah, got a little small loft area where you could probably put a desk or put a couch or something, a little seating area. So there's that. And then on this side of the upstairs, we got 2 guest rooms, guest room 1, guest room 2, and then a Jack and Jill bathroom. We'll start right here though. Here's a linen closet with some extra storage. Got some shelves in here you can put towels, blankets, whatnot. So there's a linen closet. Here's one of the guest rooms, decent size, 12 by 11, 12 by 12 guest room, and a walk-in closet right here with 2 hanging areas. You can hang short clothes here, and then 1 long hanging area where you can hang your long stuff. And then here you walk into the Jack and Jill connected bathrooms. There's not a door right here. This is called a casement opening. So there's no door, you just walk in to this area where you wash your hands with this vanity. And if you want to go use the bathroom or take a shower, come this way. Toilet, 5-foot bathtub, shower tub combo, tile all the way around, black trim. And then you would close this door from your neighbor over there. But here's the vanity for this bedroom with another casement opening. And here's the next guest bedroom. So 2 guest bedrooms are connected with that shared bathroom style. Here's the other closet. And that is the home tour of the upstairs. Let's go check out the backyard. So here's the back door. It's a pretty cheap back door in comparison to the front door. I did an upgraded one. This is the more cost-effective one. It's a fiberglass back door. It's just got glass right here. This one was like $500. Not my favorite, but once you come out here, got some small steps. These steps are only 2 foot wide because I only have 5 foot of backyard space, and 3 foot of it had to be natural ground. So that means I had 2 foot that I could build some stairs. So have some little stairs here with another handrail walking down to the back, the monster backyard. Kind of deceptive right now because there's not a fence right here, but basically at the edge of this grass is my property line. So essentially this house has a backyard that is about 5 foot wide, which to some of you may sound crazy, which is not too common here in this area, but actually in the Houston area, and I'm sure in other parts like New York City and whatnot, Los Angeles, people have 5 foot backyards. So it is a relatively small backyard though. 5 foot wide backyard. Did that same lap siding on the right and left sides of the house. Painted it gray, and this is the backyard. All right, so that is a home tour of the house I built in 60 days. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that tour. Now that I have finished that project, I think building a house in 60 days is not something that I ever intend on doing again, but I am proud to say that, hey, I built a house in 60 days. That's something I'll always be able to hang my hat on. But anyways, now that this build is done, I'm moving on to my next project, and I'm actually right now trying to figure out exactly what that may be, whether that's building a larger house for myself and my family to move into as a primary residence, or maybe building a larger real estate investment to keep as a rental. Maybe that's building a duplex or a threeplex or a fourplex. So let me know down in the comments what kind of project you would like to see me take on.